am at the flagship for the Sacramento Kings as they take on the Club Phoenix Suns tonight.
Yeah.
And let's just put it to you like this. They need to win these games. This is not a game, all right? They are flirting with danger. They are flirting with disaster. I know these sound like Lifetime movies, but they're not, or they probably are as well. But this is the truth. This is a problem, Chris. This could be a problem as the Kings are, in the 7th spot right now? The 7th seed?
It's a little fluid, but right now they're sitting in the 7th spot.
One bad run of games, and you're looking up. As certain teams, dare I say the one in the Bay Area, is starting to heat up a little bit.
Relax.
So we'll talk about how important it is for the Kings to stay on the right track. There has been one day since now 2 days, but this happened one day after the Niners didn't get it done, in the Super Bowl, and their number 2, 1B wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk, is already showing cracks in the armor. He was with his significant other, and she's talking about leaving the Bay. His brother had some things to say as well, so we will get into all that. And, before we say goodbye to the Super Bowl, what other quarterbacks would have won and beat Patrick Mahomes in that same situation? I don't really think the list is very big. Carmichael Dave just said only Patrick Mahomes would have beaten Patrick Mahomes, which sounds like a Dragon Ball Z film. But we'll talk about it because people are saying that because Mahomes beat certain dudes, that means that we can't even discuss the fact that maybe those dudes would have won on Sunday. Not that it matters, but I do think that context is everything. Also going to discuss Jorge Soler joining the San Francisco Giants. And if you haven't watched this guy hit a baseball, you'll be surprised that players can actually hit the ball that hard, because if you watch the Giants, you wouldn't know that.
You're not supposed to do that,
Giants fans probably forgot that you can hit over 30 home runs in a season. Right. It is legal.
Yeah, no,
you are allowed to do that.
I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't wait to see if that's even possible or not.
Especially in that ballpark.
Because I've been told that ballpark is
he hit a ball that hit the Coke bottle at Oracle.
I did see that clip.
At Oracle.
I saw that clip.
So I think he'll be all right. He had 36 dingers last season. Couple in 2019, he had 40 plus.
Yeah, 48.
48 home runs.
Nuts.
Okay.
Nuts.
So look, Giants fans want to complain all the time. Do something. To me, they are one move away from the haters having to be just a little silent.
Yeah.
You go out, you get Cody Bellinger.
Matt Chapman.
I like Matt Chapman too.
Yeah.
And he got the Bay Area
Don't forget
ties.
about Bob Melvin's in the house now.
Bob Melvin, he coached Matt Chapman with the A's. One more move, and the haters are going to have to at least chill out.
Yeah.
There's only one Patrick Mahomes, and there's only one Dodgers roster. That's just what it is.
Right. And
that's
as we know,
what it is right now.
They like to choke.
They do like to choke. I would rather be a Giants fan having to go up against the choke artist Dodgers than a Niners fan having to go up against Mahomes.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I think the Giants, if you're a Giants fan, you should have a nice smile on your face. Chris Watkins, how you doing?
Good. Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, and it's about the right time for baseball news to start trickling in. You got football obviously finishing on Sunday. Then you're going to have this All-Star break coming up in about a week, and so baseball's kind of getting ready to take, I won't say center stage, because I don't think we're in a time where baseball can do that anymore, but baseball kind of moving to the forefront a little bit, especially here locally. So good, some good times, and I'm also, I'm a big fan of Club Phoenix, so I'm excited for tonight.
Got the sound ready.
I can't wait.
We got the sound ready.
Yeah, Nate, and anytime you can throw in the Club Phoenix sound, just toss it in throughout the show, please.
You know what?
Yes. I was not expecting now, but I'll take it.
You can't hear anything.
Yes.
It's just like a club. It's like a South Beach club.
Tell them, Steve.
It's just this thumping.
Yes.
Techno club music. Thumping.
Come on.
Techno club
Y'all
music.
feel that?
Thumping.
I'm still tired from Vegas. I can't really. I'm just powering through here.
Techno club music.
Last time we were there, blew a lead. This
That's
time,
right.
Not going to happen.
Hopefully
okay?
not. Hopefully not. We also asked the question as Kevin O'Connor asked the question, what is wrong with De'Aaron Fox? He breaks down maybe Chris Watkins. He didn't say this, but he essentially tweeted, maybe Chris Watkins was right all along.
Whoa.
The 3-pointers, right? And is it a facade, or was it a facade? That hot 3-point shooting, is it actually hurting De'Aaron Fox as far as it being a bit of a crutch, as we hope that De'Aaron Fox can get back on the right track? And I have not been that high on De'Aaron Fox lately, simply because it's just a matter of I just don't know what he is, right? And he's still young. The problem is there's just so much talent throughout the league. That's really what it is. We are in the golden age of talent in the NBA. That's part of the reason we have conversations about, who's the face of the league? There's almost too much to choose from.
Way too many.
And because everybody keeps beating each other, you say, well, they're not champions and they're not champions. So I really think we're not going to know. It's Giannis right now, but we're really not going to know who's going to be the guy for the next 10 years until Steph and LeBron are done.
Exactly.
I just think that's what it is.
It's going to be like 2 or 3 years. You got to get them out of there, and then you got to figure out who's going to step up, because there's a chance. I mean, in a weird way, you say Giannis, but if Jokic wins like, one of the next 2 championships, it'd be tough to say it's not him. And Jason Tatum and those Celtics, like they're having a great season. At some point, you would like to think they'll break through, and then you'll have the American face of the league, and that was a big hot button topic this offseason. So. I mean, it's definitely still up in the air. I'm still, I'm still, unfortunately for everyone around me who apparently can't stand Luka, I'm still going to say, I think at some point here, Luka is going to knock on the door for face of the league.
He's going to have to. And I think he's kind of set up for it. Yeah. And, I have no problem with that. Another name that people have kind of discussed is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, I can't see that.
I mean, he's just He's just quiet. A little bit too new. Not that he's too new school, but he's not really. He doesn't talk. He's not really a showman in the way he plays. But I will say this.
And in OKC too.
and in OKC. But I will say this, just as far as us being in Vegas last week and all the parlays, that was obviously the most money ever bet on a Super Bowl. I saw Vegas say this. Listen to this. The question is, what do you do? This person came in with, I believe, $100. Okay. And this person parlayed Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, Rangers winning the Super Bowl, and the Thunder winning.
Rangers winning the World Series.
Yeah. Yes. Rangers winning the World Series, and the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA Finals. He put in $100.
So he just put that down. So this is
no, he already had it.
Oh, okay.
Right now, you know how you can cash out when you're up. Right now, he could cash out for $21,000, or he could let it ride for $1 million.
Wow!
You have to let that ride.
Cash out.
He came in with 100.
Cash out.
What if the Thunder win?
What if? What if they don't? Then you end up with nada.
What are you gonna do with $20,000 these days? Buy 5 guys.
Alan's rich.
Buy 5 guys.
Alan's rich.
Bro, who is this guy?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
You're not letting it ride for $1 million? And the Thunder are like the 4 seed now.
You're wild.
In a wide open NBA.
I'm not surprised this is how you were in Vegas, so I'm not gonna get too
Hey, keep that down. Keep that down.
This is you. Yeah, this is on brand.
You're crazy.
All right, let's put it out there then. Get on the text line. Shout out to the Sac Chat. Okay, this is where you're at.
Yep.
Right now, you put in for the Chiefs to win the whole thing, Rangers to win the whole thing, and the Thunder to win the whole thing. You can walk away now with $21,000, or you can let it ride for $1 million.
OKC's not doing it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But what if they do? Your $20,000 will be gone. You bought your daughter books for college.
Your $20,000 will be gone if OKC loses. You can have $20,000 if you just cash out.
Why are you just blowing $20,000 on where it's just gone?
Hold on. Pike 916 says take the money and run.
Yes.
Nelly 47 says cash out 100 and take out the $21,000. Airborne Musician says, nah, I'm taking my profit. What did Meek Mill tell us? Scared money don't make no money. Come on, man.
That's easy to say when you're Meek Mill and you got millions.
That's true. But he wasn't at the time.
How about you take out the 20 grand and then put another bet on OKC? You can still have that.
That's okay.
You can now put
but the odds would be different. And it's not going to be.
They're
Your
not
eyes
be
lit up
that
when he
crazy.
said that.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, this is how I win.
No, I saw something, and it was you get $1 billion. You get $1 billion. What's the first thing you do? And the meme was parlay and double. Just imagine what you could do with $2 billion. Just imagine. There's literally no one is going to let it ride.
No.
I guess in this economy, it's kind of tough.
No, not even this economy.
Come on, man.
20,000 and
20,000?
OKC is nowhere near the favorite to win the title.
Okay, so here's my question.
These fools weren't even in the playoffs last year, and you just want them to run the gauntlet?
But that's what's so funny to me when the lottery gets to a ridiculous number, when it gets to $1 billion, and people say, no, because people will say, oh, I'll play it now that it's at $1 billion. Oh, so 20 million? Right. There's no use in playing it at 20 million?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm not built like that. So I think you're just talking to the wrong person.
Really?
I'm cashing out
21 grand.
I'm this is incredible. This is life-changing.
What can you even get on 21 grand?
I can't believe
a used car.
This guy's crazy.
A used car.
Sure. You can do whatever. How about you invest it?
He's clearly onto something. He's 2 for 2. He's 2 for 2.
You're sounding like such a degenerate right now. He's 2 for 2. He's on a heater.
He's on a heater. 1 milli. All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, speaking of numbers, how many quarterbacks do you think would have won on Sunday if they were wearing the red and gold instead of Brock Purdy? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Elevate your drive with Acura of Stockton's President's Day savings. Unleash luxury and precision in a new Acura Integra, RDX, MDX, or TLX. Quality meets affordability with savings on our best selection. Get to AcuraofStockton.com and start your experience today. Own the road in style. Visit us today or go to AcuraofStockton.com. Elevate your drive with Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at Power Copiers.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
From the 916, that is the most Zont thing I've ever heard in my life from Steven. Letting it ride. Yeah, I know there's people out there that would let it ride, but that's okay.
No, there's people out there. They're called degenerates.
No, 20 grand versus $1 million.
No, you're and then you
lost
put
$1 million on black.
There you go.
This is the problem.
$2 million limit roulette.
That is how you grow generational wealth. That is
so true, dude. You're one roll away.
You're always one roll away.
If you need help, you or any family members need help, please call 1-800.
There you go. 925 talking about the face of the league. What if Tyrese Halliburton becomes the face of the league? Mike Brown should channel Lou Brown every time Aaron Fox shoots a three. Give me 20 push-ups. Well, he was hitting early. All right. So I get it, but he was hitting early, and he could still come back. It's the shoulder. So actually, Chris,
shoulder.
It's the shoulder. 916 says, I wouldn't let it ride for OKC to make the finals, let alone win. Fair enough. Chris says maybe if it was the Celtics or somebody like that. So, Chris, I'm seeing more, before we get into Brock Purdy, I'm seeing more conversation about De'Aaron Fox's shoulder. I know we were in Vegas and we were just immersed in Super Bowl. Did something actually come out, or is everybody still just prognosticating?
I don't believe anything has officially came out. I think it's just we've now seen it. I don't even know how many times it feels like. It almost feels like every other game we're seeing De'Aaron at some point, and I think it might have been in that Detroit game. It was super early in the game where he just grabs his shoulder, and he's clearly in pain, and he almost like lets his arm dangle. I don't know if it's a stinger. I don't know if it's his rotator. I have no idea.
Do you think it's a bad look that they're not saying anything, but we are all... So somebody brought it up to Kevin O'Connor in his post about De'Aaron Fox, and Kevin responded as if he knew about it too. So it's almost as if we're pretending like there's nothing when we all know that there's something.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's also, the Kings kind of did a similar thing, or I shouldn't say the Kings, but Kings players did a similar thing last year where we didn't know Keegan Murray had injured his hand until it was said, I think, in like really late in the middle of or really late in the season. We found out he had a similar hand injury to that Domantas Sabonis also had, but we knew about Sabonis's hand injury because he had to have a massive wrap on it. The thing about De'Aaron is he doesn't seem to have any extra protection. He's not wearing like a single sleeve, like it
hasn't been on any report either.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a mixture of speculation, but also, I mean, if you watch the games, it doesn't take any speculation. He's showing you that something's wrong, but he's clearly playing through it because I think it's a similar reason as why Sabonis and Keegan played through their injury last year. They understand that, they can't really afford to have De'Aaron Fox miss a month with the shoulder injury or rehabbing from that, because that month, especially, I mean, they've had Fox and Sabonis healthy pretty much all year, and they're sitting in the 7th seed. If De'Aaron's missing a month, your season's probably over at that point.
Yeah.
And it's either is this version of De'Aaron Fox better than no version? I mean, it's always that push and pull especially with really great players. It's tough because, it's do you want De'Aaron Fox maybe at 70, 75%, maybe 80% on a given night? Or do you want Davion Mitchell / Keon Ellis / maybe getting Colby Jones some minutes for a month and seeing it? It's really tough. I mean, it depends on how much you trust in your backup point guards, and no shots at the guys that they have. But I think we've seen from Mike Brown's rotations, he really doesn't completely trust any of them fully.
Davion's been playing well.
He's been playing well. No, he's been playing well, but I just think it's different to, hey, you're playing well in spurts and you're playing maybe a max of 20 minutes versus we need Davion to play 30 to 35 minutes and close games and maybe even win some games for us.
Yeah, Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. That's going to be at 1 p.m. to have a chance at winning a pair of tickets to see Daniel Tosh, right? I remember Daniel Tosh back in the day.
Yeah. You guys Tosh.0 heads?
Tosh.0, yeah.
Of course.
We all were.
Early, yeah.
I couldn't tell you what it was about, though.
It was...
not off the top of my head.
It's ridiculousness before ridiculousness.
That's right.
Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness.
That's right.
On MTV, where it's just a clip show, and it's hey, let's set up, these guys had a bad day, and here's a bunch of guys getting hit where the sun don't shine.
There you go. And they're all shows like this. By the way, we were in the car in Vegas. We were in the ride share. We were on our way to the hotel.
Can't stand Vegas lifts either,
yeah, and we had to drive through a monsoon basically, and this guy was super juiced to drive us through the monsoon.
Well, he was juicing two different ways.
Yeah,
this man was jacked.
We get out the airport and it's cold as heck.
It is,
and he immediately rips off his hoodie and he's just got a cutoff on, and he's just ready to just rip through in his Escalade.
Raining.
Yeah, it's raining.
He's also like 6'3".
He's a big boy. He's a big boy, so I said, let me just sit in the back and get away from this. And we're just powering through. And by the way, so we're talking about different magicians, okay, because we're passing signs. And I bring up to the guys, did you guys ever watch The Carbonara Effect? and they made me look like I was crazy.
Yeah, we made you.
Please hop on the text
That
line,
was a
call
different
line.
lift, but yeah.
That was the same one. That was the same one.
I don't recall.
Maybe it was a different one.
Because I remember we got into a whole thing about if I liked it or not. Well, that was a separate conversation.
Nate is pretending
We
like
also talked about Chris Angel for
because I'm a mind freak.
Sure. Have you ever heard of the carbonara effect? Please. And I think we're just going to go through this whole week. We're just going to randomly come up with different stories that we didn't have time to tell because of the 8,000 interviews that we did, which are all on YouTube, by the way, if you want to go check them out.
I was trying to explain to somebody the other day, like, how I feel coming back from Vegas after being there. And it's like the best that I could come up with is I've been watching a lot of videos on the Apple Vision Pro. And everybody says, like, people are, stress testing it and stuff. And they're like, I have my Apple Vision Pro on for 50 straight hours. And they all explain the experience after taking it off as like a complete adjustment period, because you're going through, seeing the world with this filter of being able to have all these windows and screens up. And then you take it off and the vision's the same. You just don't have those optionalities. Point is, that's how I feel coming back from Vegas, where I feel like I had these Apple Vision Pros on in Vegas. And now it's like a whole detox period after, where it's just like I don't even know what.
There was a dude there the whole time that was wearing them too. He was in the press conferences.
Was he really?
Did you not see that guy?
I think I saw a clip.
I mean, it was a bit, but he was around us the whole time. He had I never saw him without the Apple Vision.
No.
And I recently found out.
Wait,
those
at Radio Row?
I swear the whole time.
The press conferences.
And he was at Radio, but those are $3,500.
Yes.
Can you see if they're turned off? How does that work?
Yes, you can see if they're turned.
You could see his eyes kind of through it, but you could buy 7 or 8 of those if you had that 21 grand from the cash.
Or you could buy a pretty large stock in Apple with $1 million.
True. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
How about that?
I saw JaVale bought one too the other day. So
he was walking
in pre-game fits.
Yeah, he was walking in with them from the 209 Carbonara and Tosh, regulars on the Reno entertainment scene. Thank you, 209. Thank you.
Wow, shout out!
Sick, dude.
I actually love Reno.
Shout out
Reno underrated, properly rated, overrated. Reno's underrated.
Under for sure. I love Reno. I have a big crush on Reno.
Definitely underrated.
Boomtown is,
dude.
Oh, Boomtown's disgusting.
I mean, it depends what you're there for.
Homey.
I'm literally, I show up to Boomtown because I'm like, I need to get some action. I
need a $4 steak.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Which we didn't. I didn't see any of those deals. I did go to Old Vegas, downtown Vegas a couple times, but on the strip, none of those $25, none of them. Not
even Taco Bell's more expensive.
Yeah, it was not a game out there. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, what other QBs coulda, woulda, shoulda won on Sunday? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
The new year is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Shop my favorite dealer, Folsom Lake Kia, for low interest rates, low payment with 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia for over 25 years right here in Sacramento.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I could not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, get a free T-check and free exam. Book your appointment today at Revive Sacramento. We know we can help you. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's our quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Update on Sasha Vezenkov. Kings forward Sasha Vezenkov injured his right ankle during practice Friday, February 10th. Imaging confirms Sasha suffered a grade 3 right ankle sprain. Vezenkov will be listed as out and will be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks.
Jeez. It's a while. It's a really long time. But I mean, I guess he did injure both ankles, if I'm not mistaken.
This is rough.
He had one hurt ankle, and then he hurt the other ankle in game, and then was trying to come back from that, and I guess hurt his ankle in practice. So doesn't sound like that rehab process was going well. So it sounds like that's probably the best route is, again, just kind of give him time to let that thing heal. And it's really unfortunate because, you know, with the post All-Star break, him missing all that time, it's a little unlikely that he's going to work himself into the rotation for playoff time, I would imagine. Like that's a pretty crucial stretch of the season. And with him already kind of being, to say in and out of the lineup is a bit of an understatement. That's really unfortunate. And man, that sucks. Cause it feels like, I mean, Sasha was such a big plan for this team heading into this season. And again, it's been up and down to say the least,
man. It's a bad whiff.
It just sucks that you can't try and salvage even a little bit of that. It feels like by the time he comes back, it'll probably just be a little bit too late. That's my opinion.
If it's not too late, that means somebody else isn't doing their job.
That's a good point too, right? If you haven't claimed your rotational spot by then.
So unfortunately, the way this has to be said, unless Sasha just comes back on a heater, is we almost don't want to see Sasha again. Because that means that somebody is not performing.
Right. I guess in a weird way,
he didn't have a legit spot to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it like that, but I guess, yes, spiritually what you're saying, yes. But, I hope that he can, try and get some games in at the end of the year. Maybe, hopefully the Kings have some semblance of an idea of where they're going to be positioned in the postseason. So hopefully they can give 3 to 4 games at the end of the year where they're not super important, and maybe you can just kind of end the year on a good note with him. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's just kind of tough to imagine that kind of 6 weeks puts him at this point 1, 2, 3. That's like the end of March. I mean, it's really at the end of the season, so it'd just be really tough to see him working his way back in. So I don't want to put it like that, but yeah, I mean, kind of
right. It's more about for the team's sake.
Sure.
Right. On what's happened to Sasha is unfortunate, but I'm thinking if we see Sasha again in a larger capacity, that means that somebody wasn't able to take that job, and somebody hasn't been
or somebody just gets hurt. I mean, you never know.
Or somebody else gets hurt. Yeah. Right. That's a great point. I guess barring injury, if you will. All right. Want to tie a bow on the Super Bowl conversation from a different aspect. And, going to these alternate universes is always fun or annoying, depending on how you do it. But, David Lombardi, who we talk about a decent bit on this show, he's got so much pull in the Niners media space. He dropped another banger, if you will, and I'm just not really sure what to do with it. So I'm going to read what it says, and it'll kind of lead us to a conversation about just how things could have ended if somebody else was the quarterback for the Niners. So this is what David Lombardi says, and he said this yesterday. This is essentially him having a conversation with someone, because these are quotes, right? He goes, quote, "A team with a better QB than Purdy would have beaten Mahomes." And then he goes on to say, "Who do you consider a better QB?" Air quotes, Lamar or Josh Allen. He then says, "Who's going to tell them?" So there are a couple things wrong with this, and we're really working hard to get David Lombardi on the show because, we're real. We're not going to sit here and talk about somebody and not have him on the show. A team with a better QB than Purdy would have beaten Mahomes. I don't even think people are saying that. I think what people are saying is that the Niners with a different QB may have been able to beat Mahomes. But the problem is there. Yeah. The problem is there. You have the cash, right? All these guys are making so much more money than Brock that logistically it's not even possible.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's just play the game.
Sure.
Right?
Play fantasy football.
Let's play fantasy football. How many quarterbacks do you believe same kind of situation happens, right?
Freaky Friday situation.
How many quarterbacks win on Sunday? And Dave said Mahomes. You can't say Mahomes.
Right. You can't. Can't say Mahomes. I mean, it's impossible exercise. Mm-hmm. Because also it brings up just so many other questions of, okay, so let's say Lamar Jackson is the 49ers quarterback. I don't think the 49ers are going to play. I mean, they might play a little bit similar of a style with Lamar as Brock, but it's going to look different. And I don't know how you could factor in how different that would look and, who they would give. It's completely different. Because if you have Josh Allen, you're probably throwing the ball down the field more than you would with Brock Purdy, even though Brock does. I'm not trying to say Brock doesn't throw the ball down the field. Right. I know that's a sensitive spot, but Josh Allen has a massive, massive arm. You're probably going to let that thing go a couple more times than you would with Brock and probably give him a different level of trust. I don't know, man. I'm going to say like 2 to 3. Maybe, and even then, like
it's not a lot.
It's such a weird conversation. Like I think Joe Burrow for sure.
I think Joe Burrow,
orchestrates an offense at an incredibly high level. I'll say Josh Allen just because he's been able to go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes in the past, and I would say has had a worse supporting cast around him in Buffalo than he would have if he were in San Francisco. And, I don't think I'm willing to go Lamar yet. Like, I think it would look different, but I don't know necessarily. I mean, I have questions about Lamar in general about getting over that hump. So I don't think I would go with him. I mean, those are probably the two that I would be most confident with, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow.
I would probably go Lamar, dare I say, before Josh Allen, only because of the Chiefs' run defense or lack thereof, and you're just talking about Christian McCaffrey with Lamar.
Sure.
I just think it's a nightmare. I just think
would Kyle run his quarterback?
He ran Trey Lance,
but he said he wouldn't. He said he'd stop. After he got hurt, he claimed that it would change him as a play caller.
I think that you're looking at somewhere between a Joe Burrow, a Josh Allen, and or Lamar Jackson. Take your pick there.
Bigger point is I think it's like really just that.
Aaron Rodgers.
Sure, right. Yeah, I don't even think about him these days, but yeah, for
916 is saying CJ Stroud wins on Sunday with the Niners.
That's
I can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that. He hasn't been in that kind of situation. Like he played fantastic in his playoff games, but Super Bowl is a completely different animal that even Brock didn't, he didn't play like their style of play in terms of the throws they asked Brock to make. They were way more conservative in the Super Bowl than we saw them be in the regular season with Brock. And so I say that to say, I don't know if you're fully going to say, hey, CJ Stroud, your first season in the NFL, your first Super Bowl, let that thing fly the same way you've been doing. It's just, I just have a tough time seeing that.
Yeah.
Or at least being confident in saying that.
And past that,
you're not putting Tua in there. You're not putting Trevor Lawrence in there. You're not putting Herbert in there. I wouldn't think, not confidently.
You can't.
Like you can make an argument, but can you without a doubt? I mean, I'm even struggling with those three that we listed. Aaron Rodgers, I think is a good shout.
Is that just more of a right? And the reason it's tough is because it was never about Brock not doing a good job. It was just about Mahomes.
Absolutely.
Because I'm trying to figure out in what situations, basically you'd have to break it down and say, okay, well, who handles the blitz better than Brock? Or who could have made their way out of those
But even then,
blitzes.
Brock didn't do bad
he didn't.
with the blitz. So it's like that's where the question arises of like, where are the areas of improvement where you feel like someone else would give where Brock fell short?
Right.
And so I guess the first initial question that needs to be answered is, where does said person feel like Brock specifically fell short in that game?
Yeah.
And how or what quarterbacks could have compensated and still given because we talked about it yesterday. He made some plays. The play to McCaffrey, the plays to Juszczyk, like he was making plays out there. So you have to have somebody who not only fills in the gap that this person sees in Brock, but also can still do the things that Brock brought in that game.
Yeah, I would say just because of how quick they get the ball out, I would say Burrow. I would say Rodgers, and I would say, just because of how much Spagnuolo was blitzing, I would give Lamar a shot just because you blitz and you miss, he's going to burn you.
Yeah.
I don't know that I trust Josh Allen to handle the blitzes that well. I just don't.
Sure.
But we're talking 3-4 guys here at most.
Right.
Here's from the 925. No QB. Mahomes would have went down and scored and got the 2-point conversion. The only way any other QB could have a chance is if Kyle didn't take the ball first. That's when the Super Bowl
that's
was
focusing
lost.
too much on the end of the game. Though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These guys probably the guys that you're probably taking, you're not going to overtime.
Yeah, I don't think the question is who can go toe to toe, who would have won an overtime game with Mahomes. I think the question is who probably would have executed on those first couple possessions where you sent it to me yesterday, and it was like the Chiefs' first 8 possessions, all which didn't result in touchdowns, were, let me see here. I want to make sure I get it right. It was punt, fumble, punt, field goal, interception, punt, field goal, punt. Those are the first 9 possessions from the Chiefs. So the question is, who's taking advantage of that? Who is executing on those first 9 possessions? So again, like I said yesterday, so that the game doesn't end up coming down to Patrick Mahomes winning the game. I mean, we all had a feeling that once that game got to that game script, what ended up was
Nobody's being
almost
Mahomes
an inevitability.
In that situation. I know a lot of Ravens fans are very upset because they didn't run the ball enough. They felt like maybe Harbaugh had the same conversations about wanting to make Lamar the star and had him throwing
MVP
the football
year, right?
MVP year, and they wished they ran the football. I think I saw ESPN talking about they should have ran the football more and how Swagoo was saying, I know Ravens fans are sick watching this because they feel like they could have ran all over the Chiefs.
So they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. Where it's not only do we want to win, but we want to win with Lamar being the front and center and him throwing the ball.
Or maybe they overthought it the same way we blame Kyle Shanahan for overthinking it as well. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, is Brandon Ayuk, is BA going away? Is BA leaving the Bay? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and all NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Did you know some ordinary cold medicines can raise your blood pressure? That's alarming. Fortunately, there's Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. It's specially formulated without alcohol, sugar, or decongestants to provide fast, powerful cold and flu symptom relief for people with high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, try DayQuil High Blood Pressure, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, colds, and flu for people with high blood pressure medicine. Use as directed.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Toyota's President's Day sales event ends Monday. Now is your chance to save big on Toyota's entire lineup of 16 hybrid and electrified vehicles. Don't miss out on these President's Day deals. This President's Day, get low 1.99% APR, plus an incredible $2,500 bonus cash on the all-electric 2023 BZ4X. Hurry in. Toyota's President's Day sales event ends Monday. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS combined with premium rated credit and 3424.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
Got a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right out of the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
It's always fun when it comes to social media and how people view social media and whether it's a big deal or whether it's not. Brandon Ayuk is under contract next season, but that's not stopping him from, or his girlfriend, from being open about maybe some issues they feel like have happened, right? Saying, hey, don't forget what got you there. And it was pretty funny because everyone was thinking, well, running the football got you there. So Brandon Ayuk had a career year, right? But I think that some people aren't really sure where Brandon's future lies. Let's hear from Brandon Ayuk's girlfriend. This was on, I think, Instagram.
I believe so.
And she just,
it was on TikTok.
On TikTok. And this
so
is
random.
What she had to say.
This might be our last day. Not our last day. Well, okay, this might have been the last day we touched foot on Levi Stadium, me and Braylon, because we might not be out here next season.
Oh,
yeah.
That little TikTok sound at the end hit hard.
Braylon?
She said Braylon.
She did say Braylon.
She meant Brand.
Does she not? What? How is he not fear? What? How do you mess up your boyfriend's name like that?
Yeah. I mean, she's just in the car. Why feel the need to post that? I don't know. Clearly she was not prepared.
Right. Well, and that was probably also clearly posted at least 2 weeks ago.
Why?
Because she was like, this is our possible last time at Levi's.
Huh. So
Like,
why did it just come out? Unless it was already out. Making the rounds.
Aren't they doing like a
didn't they return though?
Locker clean out today or something?
Yeah.
That's what I heard
if that's
on this.
today, she didn't post it today.
Yeah.
I saw this yesterday.
Hmm.
We need some.
She also got
it.
She could be talking about someone different. There could be a Braylon on the team that we just don't know about.
I'm not getting into that. So Brandon Ayuk then hops on his IG story, that's Instagram, and he says, don't forget what got you there. It's just all black, and there's just text that says, don't forget what got you there.
With the eyeball emoji.
With the eyeball emoji.
Very important.
And then this is also from
his best friend, who also played with him at Sierra College locally.
There you go. This is the exact reason why we leave in San Francisco. And I don't know what that reason is.
I would guess him only getting 3 catches in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I had to guess.
Thank you, 49ers, for drafting my brother. We are forever faithful. Then out of nowhere, he says, BA to Vegas with a skull and bones emoji flag. Then this is all probably during the same time. More eye emojis on both. If we're talking, just assume there's an eye emoji. Why does your all-pro 1,300-yard receiver have 3 catches in the Super Bowl? 2 question marks. So they weren't happy. And every time, I just don't think there was time for his routes to develop. I don't know. Because every time they threw to him, he was open.
Yeah.
He was open.
He was open. I think it was on one Debo throw. At the end of the game there, he was wide open on a slant and they missed him. I don't know. I mean, I was honestly surprised by how little they featured him. I thought he was going to be, especially once Debo went down too. I think that's the issue. We talked about that yesterday. Debo ends up with 11 targets in that game, and a couple of those were after he had gone down with a pulled hamstring. So I can understand, especially why, this is Brandon Ayuk's biggest year. He didn't end up making the Pro Bowl, right? Was snubbed from the Pro Bowl. And, I feel like he probably thinks that he's the forgotten one in all this, in the whole Niners equation. Everybody talks about Debo, of course, as they should. Everyone talks about McCaffrey as they should, but not even, I feel like Kittle's star is probably bigger than that of Ayuk's. And, I could imagine how, especially the friends and family, that's how you really figure out how these guys talk in the kind of circles and talk that's around them when they go home. Clearly they're not happy. And, I would say rightfully so with his lack of touches after giving them his best year of his career.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's on Shanahan. Well, the offensive line, right?
Sure.
They didn't do a good job, but we've always said that, or at least I've always said that we talk about Jorge Soler in this ballpark, right, at Oracle Park. I don't think that ballpark is necessarily great for hitters. They've tried to make it better, and I don't think that Shanahan's offense is necessarily outstanding for wide receivers. I don't know. We talked to Michael Pittman Jr. He was very open about his free agency. Why in the world would Michael Pittman Jr. go to the Niners?
Right.
Besides hoping to get a ring, right, or something like that. And I'll tell you right now, Brandon Ayuk is not the wide receiver that they need to move off of. I would move off of Debo. I'd move off of Debo while you still can. Okay? You're paying him already.
Sure.
He is injured a good bit. I just don't think the way he plays is going to age very well. I would Debo Weather going to have to go somewhere else.
I need to clarify something. I'm a fool. Braylon is the son of Brandon Ayuk.
There you go. Good context.
So
you're not a fool. That's just good.
That was I apologize.
No need to apologize. That's just good context. Thank you, Nate. Thank you for
there you go.
Yeah, because
last time Braylon and Brandon going to be in.
I don't know. That sounds real. Like that you don't just say that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why you would say that, because this is the thing. We saw this same thing happen with Debo a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He's under contract.
Yeah, right. That's a good point too.
So,
I think Ayuk has one more year left, right?
Yes.
He's got an option for this year. I think yeah, exactly. He would have to request a trade.
That's right.
In order for him to not be on the team next year. But
this is his biggest year, 2024. The last couple of years he got paid 1 million, 1.7, 1.7, 2.3. This coming year he would get paid $14 million.
Interesting. I want to go back to your Debo point though, because I think that's a take. Like I don't think you're trying to be hot takey there. You talked about it before. No. Do you feel like I think my pushback for that would be Debo's like the perfect Shanahan receiver. You talk about how it's not good for receivers to be in Shanahan's offense. Well, it is if you like slants and screens and the amount of contact that Debo is the perfect Shanahan guy.
You're right. But I would say if Shanahan is as smart as
he likes to think he is,
then you can evolve your offense.
Sure.
Because
look at their Chiefs.
It's a fire off.
Chiefs moved off from Tyreek Hill and
completely different.
It looks
offense
different,
now.
But they still were able to get results.
If you have a fire offense in regular season, but it did not look like in the postseason. Yeah. So maybe you're in year 7 now of your time with San Francisco. Maybe it's time for some tweaks. And having a guy like Debo got 11 targets in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he had 3 receptions.
That's
a problem.
I would say maybe the route I would go instead. I don't think you're wrong. I think that because again, you can probably get some first round picks.
He's 28 years old,
and that's probably right when you would want to be moving. If you're concerned about his health long term, the counter I would throw is maybe you need to start treating Debo like teams like the Patriots treated Gronk, or how we just saw to an extent the Chiefs treat Travis Kelce. We're like, you need somebody else to feed during the regular season and almost put Debo in the garage for the postseason, so he, in theory, could be healthy. Because I think that's what this is all really stemming from, here, right? It's just the injury thing. I guess, right? Ayuk tried to do that. Ayuk had a career season.
Yeah, I felt like they tried to do that.
And McCaffrey
they targeted him 11 times.
Not wrong.
11 times.
He also had a crucial drop.
And he had a crucial drop.
It was a perfect throw by Brock.
I thought it was a little low, though.
He had a couple.
It hit him right in the hand. It was
one
a
that was low and
laser.
Yeah.
It was a perfect throw.
And he's had drop problems in the past. I think you're looking at this the opposite.
It's interesting.
You ride Debo as long as you can in the regular season, and then you unleash Ayuk. The problem was offensive line didn't hold up enough for Ayuk's type of things,
late developing.
Late developing routes and things like that. We got to get to a break. But I just think that I would think about tweaking something. You don't necessarily have to move off from Debo, but clearly what you've been doing has been great, but not great enough
to ask Chris Biederman
to get it done. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, Chris Biederman, Candlestick Chronicles, and the Sacramento Bee. We talk to him next. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings are in Phoenix tonight to battle the Suns.
Malik Monk driving. Hammer time! Off the bounce, coming from the right angle. And look at the Kings fans jump to their feet.
Tip off at 7 on your home of the Kings. Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
It was 1879 when the first President's Day was established, and it's been a holiday ever since. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'm guessing when the Keys family opened the first Naturewood Home Furnishing store in 1948, a President's Day sale was not top of the mind. But the family probably celebrated the holiday with a picnic and a big slice of cherry pie. The store name Naturewood was selected to reflect the quality of the wood furniture for sale. And that focus on quality continues today with brands like Flex Steel, Trailway, Stickley, Fusion Designs, Stanton, and many, many more. The Naturewood Home Furnishings President's Day sale is the perfect time for you to find the right accent piece for your living room, a new bed for your bedroom, or to completely refurnish your entire home. See all the fine furniture and accessories on sale with Naturewood's President's Day sale. Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with memories for tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call call us first, day or night.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. All you have to do is hit up the Fulton Lake Honda hotline at 1 p.m. We will give you the number caller you need to be at 1 p.m. for your chance to win tickets to see Daniel Tosh. Visit SactownSports.com for more information. We are joined by Chris Biederman, Sacramento Bee, and the Candlestick Chronicles. Chris Biederman, thank you for joining us. How was it watching the Super Bowl in Oklahoma City?
Yeah, it was cold and snowing. But I had watch it in my hotel room, was hunkered down by myself, text messages, group chats, everything going. So wasn't as lonely as it might have seemed watching it by myself in a hotel room, but
right.
Definitely memorable.
Does it feel like something, and it's just a different way of asking, did someone win or did somebody lose? But did it feel like something went wrong for the Niners, or they just never took advantage of things going wrong for the Chiefs?
Yeah, you just have to maximize every opportunity you have when you're going against Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl, right? I think he's gonna go down as one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen, but that doesn't mean he was unbeatable. Obviously, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers beat him a few years ago, excuse me. But yeah, like you can't have Ray McLeod not falling on a punt and trying to scoop it instead of just recovering that. And obviously that led to a touchdown. You can't be missing extra points. That's basically 8 points right there in a game that goes to overtime. And so there's that. And then there's, Kyle Shanahan getting his lunch eaten largely by Steve Spagnuolo on third downs. I thought Brock Purdy played pretty well overall, and a lot of the 49ers' inability to get first downs or score touchdowns in key moments was mostly about play calling and was about schematic advantages that the Chiefs had, whether that be, confusing the 49ers, taking advantage of some weaknesses along the offensive line, overloading them with blitzes. It just felt like the Chiefs had a better game plan on that side of the ball. And so that to me is, it's not so much that Purdy wasn't. I thought Purdy overall was pretty good, and he made some nice plays, but in those key moments, it felt like the Chiefs had a schematic advantage, and I'm sure that's something that Kyle Shanahan's going to take a hard look at throughout this offseason. But no, I mean, there's always conversation like, who do you blame? I blame Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Steve Spagnuolo, honestly. Like, they were just better than the 49ers, and if you're of the mind that you want to cut players or fire coaches, I would tell you that you're not going to find any alternatives that are going to put you in a better spot to try beating Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. So it's just one of those things. Those guys are better. You tip your hat to them, and they're going to go down as some of the best to ever do it.
Chris, is there any moment, I guess that kind of sticks, or it doesn't even have to be a moment, but just anything in general from that game that sticks with you that you just feel like, I guess can't get over isn't the right word, but is really sticking out to you about why the game ended up going the way it did?
I was really surprised that they weren't able to get George Kittle involved, and they weren't really able to get Deebo Samuel involved. 3 catches on 11 targets for a guy of his caliber is, that's why you lose a game like that. And the 49ers came in, you thought, you assumed Christian McCaffrey was going to have a big game because we know the Chiefs defense hasn't been great against the run. But Christian McCaffrey went off and Juwan Jennings went off, and that was really it. Whether it was George Kittle having to be involved in pass protection, maybe more than you would have liked to compensate for some of the issues you had along the offensive line and the pass rush that the Chiefs were able to generate, or whether it's, Deebo Samuel just not being as good against man coverage as you need him to be, or just not having the opportunities to get Brandon Ayuk the ball more often. That to me, I think was sort of the most I would say surprising, I guess, because we've seen the 49ers be able to get the ball to their playmakers really at any given moment throughout the regular season. And that just wasn't the case, obviously, Sunday in the Super Bowl. And then, again, the mistakes. You fumble a punt. I don't blame Darrell Luter for the ball just sort of randomly falling off his foot, but Ray McCloud just has to fall on that. He had an opportunity to fall on it. And obviously that goes for a touchdown in a game that goes to overtime. Obviously every point matters there. So to me, those were the things that I'll think about going forward after watching that game Sunday.
Talking to Chris Biederman, Candlestick Chronicles in Sacramento Bee. Chris, I'm sure you saw everything. We're barely 48 hours out of the season ending, and Brandon Ayuk's significant other and his brother had some things to say, and Brandon Ayuk had some things to say as well. He's under contract. We dealt with this a couple years ago with Debo. Is there anything? Brandon Ayuk is slated to make $14 million, which is a lot more than he's made these last couple years here. Is there anything to be worried about if you're a Niners fan? I mean, we just watched this with Debo, and Debo was looking to get a contract. What do you think is going to happen here? It looks like Ayuk and his camp are upset about the targets, which is a surprise with the wide receiver being upset they didn't get the ball enough. Is there anything Niner fans should be worried about here?
Knowing Brandon, the little that I do, I think it's probably stemming from frustration of just how the Super Bowl went, right? And the 49ers, I know the 49ers love Brandon Ayuk. And I think if you were to ask a lot of important people in that building to a man, who's the best pure wide receiver in that group, it is Brandon Ayuk. And that's not to take anything away from Deebo Samuel, who is clearly one of the best players in the league with the ball in his hands. But in terms of an ability to beat man-to-man coverage, an ability to run basically every single route, the ability to be one of the most explosive downfield threats in the NFL, I would give the nod to Brandon Ayuk in those specific categories. Not to say that Deebo Samuel's not an elite player, because clearly he is, but it's just when it comes to those pure receiving fundamentals, Brandon Ayuk is that guy. So I'm curious to see if the 49ers are willing to cash out both Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel at the same time, in the sense that, they can probably afford to do it in 2024 because they still have Brock Purdy on his rookie contract, and he's not eligible to sign that new $40-50 million a year contract, whatever that's going to be, until after the coming season, at which point the 49ers might have to decide between their receivers. But in terms of right now, I would imagine getting Brandon Ayuk a new contract is going to be a top priority for them. And in doing so, that actually shrinks his cap number for 2024, essentially, right? You remember just about every single big contract the 49ers have signed. The first year of those deals have led to a pretty small cap hit relative to, what the annual averages are. So Brandon Ayuk's making $14 million a year. If he signs a deal, say in the $25 million a year range, I would imagine that first, the 2024 cap hit probably goes down from 14 to something like 5 or 6. And we saw that with Deebo Samuel in his first year of his deal in 2022 also. So no, I wouldn't read too much into any displeasure. I think Brandon Ayuk is, he knows how good of a coach Kyle Shanahan is for him. I know he loves Brock Purdy. I know he loved the way he was being used throughout the season. I think Brandon Ayuk's effort, and in terms of the way he blocks for his teammates, sort of speaks volumes, in that he's not so much of a me first guy, right? So I think this is, whatever bad feelings there might be right now are probably just stemming from, losing the Super Bowl and not being as good offensively as you wanted to be. And I imagine the money will talk, and Brandon Ayuk will eventually be happy.
Chris, everything you just said is great. It's lovely. But I watched the game on Sunday, and the best receiver for the 49ers, I don't know what you're talking about, is MVP Juwan Jennings. Okay. What does the future hold for Juwan and the Niners?
Well, I think he's a free agent, and I think there's going to be another team out there that's going to be willing to pay him more than the 49ers will be. And look, it's kind of the Kendrick Bourne blueprint, right? Kendrick Bourne was really valuable to the 49ers in their 2019 Super Bowl run, and then he wound up getting a bigger contract than the 49ers were willing to pay. And then that led to the 49ers finding Juwan Jennings. And so I would imagine, given that the 49ers have, they have 2 third-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks, and 2 fifth-round picks in this year's draft, that's going to be their avenue towards addressing the receiving core. And, who knows if Danny Gray is going to evolve into something useful going forward. But I would imagine that, that's part of the thing, right? Like when you have a really good team with a lot of high priced players, you're just going to lose some guys on the margins. And Juwan Jennings was super valuable to the 49ers, obviously, throughout his time with San Francisco and obviously in the Super Bowl, super, super valuable player. But I think if you're the 49ers, you got to prioritize signing Brandon Ayuk and hope you can, draft another guy or find another undrafted free agent who ends up being as productive as, your Kendrick Bournes, your Juwan Jennings. So that's where I think this is headed ultimately.
Talking to Chris Biederman, Candlestick Chronicles of Sacramento Bee. Chris, I was going to go with the Kings question, but we got time to talk Kings. I just want to finish out our convo here with a question about George Kittle. What was your thought process on George Kittle and the lack of action he saw offensively besides blocking and the lack of receptions and just attention that he got from the offensive team and Brock Purdy? Was he blocking too much? What the heck happened? He said he was coming back with a vengeance, and that vengeance was about 4 yards. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, he did make one of the biggest catches of the game to that point when he converted that 4th down. But it wasn't a George Kittle game. It was, the Chiefs have a really good secondary and had a really good plan, obviously, for all the 49ers playmakers. And Kyle Shanahan decided that George Kittle was needed in pass protection a lot, which is, that cuts both ways, right? Like George Kittle is an immensely valuable player because of his ability to block both in the running game, obviously, and the passing game. But he's also an elite target as a receiving tight end. And you can only do one thing on any given play, right? Like he can't do pass protection and catch balls at the same time. So it's a delicate balance to strike. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm better at Kyle Shanahan or better than Kyle Shanahan at striking that balance. But I think it was just one of those games where, the pass protection issues were to the point where Kyle Shanahan thought he needed George Kittle in those scenarios. And when Brock Purdy was going back to pass, he didn't have a whole lot of time to survey all of his options. And I'm sure there were more opportunities that they would have liked to give George Kittle, but ultimately they just weren't there in that moment. And I'm sure if you were to give Kyle Shanahan a blueberry Red Bull vodka, that he would say that, I probably wish we gave George Kittle the ball in more key moments. So it's just one of those things. And on top of that, he left the game late, obviously went to the locker room in overtime with a shoulder injury. He's needed surgery on that shoulder pretty much his entire career and has told me that, he's not going to address that shoulder issue until he retires. Now, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw it was a right shoulder. And you guys know he's been wearing that brace for years now on his right shoulder. I wonder if maybe there's a possibility that he just decides, hey, I don't want to play with pain anymore. He's played with pain throughout his whole career. He's not a guy who's ever willing to admit it. But that shoulder's been an issue throughout his whole career. And I wonder if it's a torn labrum. I don't want to say with any certainty on what exactly the injury is, but I just know he's needed surgery on it for years now. And I wonder if that contributed too, because it did look like, he was in pain at times throughout that game, obviously going to the locker room. So I wonder if that contributed too. And if George Kittle will ultimately decide, hey, maybe I should spend an off season getting this shoulder taken care of so it's less painful going forward.
Chris Biederman, thank you so much for a great season, man. We will talk to you soon, and hopefully the Niners will finally get to the mountaintop.
I appreciate you guys for having me. It's been fun, and look forward to seeing you guys at the next Kings game.
Yes.
All righty. Got to get to a break. When we get back, starting our Kings talk, Kyle Kuzma. Chris and I spent how many hours talking about him?
Too many.
Turns out it was never going to be a thing. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Ayuk. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Thank you again to Chris Peterman, Sacramento Bee, Candlestick Chronicles, for a great season.
Yes.
Didn't end the way we would have liked, but a great season. Talking Niners and also a little bit of Kings. 1 p.m. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline at 1 p.m. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And Chris, there is information out there now from our friend Sam Amick and Kyle Kuzma. It was just never a thing.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad dream.
Yeah, it was not great. Yeah, yesterday, we'll just run it down here. Sam Amick was on the Athletics NBA show podcast, and was essentially talking about from what he's gathered from now that we're a week, just a little under a week after the NBA trade deadline. He's kind of got all of his sources in line and everything, and was finally willing to was willing to tell us what was going on with the Kings, and it's just really interesting. Here's what he had to say about how the Kings actually, there was a lot of talk, but here's how things were actually going down in the Kings war room on trade deadline, or around the trade deadline, I should say.
Yeah, let's hear from Sam Amick.
The Kings were another team that disappointed some fans with their lack of moves. They have dropped into the play-in range and have the second most difficult remaining schedule according to Tankathon. How active was Sacramento at the deadline?
I mean, they were active, but the type of activity that I didn't really get clarity on until trade deadline day, admittedly, was it was all around the edges. And I'm talking like really far around the edge. But by the end, the 11th hour, it became, based on the market, based on what they saw available, we're good with our top 7. Like, you're going all the way to 7 and acting as if, you didn't want to touch that. So everything was around the edges. What I tried to write in the column and crystallize for people was that the impact players that they flirted with, those things happened well in advance of the deadline.
So there you go. That's Sam pretty much saying that
Alan was right.
Yes, that is. I did hear that a little bit in there. I think he said it underneath his breath. But yeah, he essentially says Alan was right. There was no real smoke behind any of the Kings trade rumors. And specifically with the Kyle Kuzma thing, yeah, that especially around deadline time, that just wasn't going to happen. Here's what Sam had to say.
The Kyle Kuzma chatter that had been out there, again, I didn't really get this crystallized till yesterday, but they had been out on him for a while. Can't exactly say why, but they just weren't going down that road. So the other guys, Royce O'Neal would have really, really helped them.
That was the one that kind of stuck out to me.
Yeah, and at first I was going to say, as I was doing the story, all right, based on price tag, you could argue that they should have done what they had to do to get him. But it was a pretty big price tag. Once you figure everything in the 3-team trade with Memphis, Phoenix, and Brooklyn, for one, the 3-team component creates an element where, again, you don't really know what the talks look like. But if you're the Kings, there was a party going on over here that you couldn't get in on, if that makes sense.
Interesting. So there's a lot there, but I think let's start with the 7 guys allegedly. I mean, Sam didn't say untouchable, but from the sound of that conversation, it's hey, we're not going to move on from these 7 guys unless it's something that makes just way too much sense for us. And I guess the first order of business is establishing who those 7 guys are that we think that we're talking about. I mean, Fox and Sabonis, clearly. Keegan, definitely. Malik, absolutely. So I guess Harrison Barnes was never thrown out there. I guess Kevin Huerter was never thrown out there. I guess Trey Lyles was never thrown out there, and that puts us at 7. So maybe
they didn't want to make a deal.
I guess that's saying that they were shopping Davion Mitchell, probably Davion and Duarte, maybe seeing if anyone had any JaVale or Alex Len interest. I mean, that's really it. And I mean, if you're talking about shipping off those guys, you can understand why, the most recent Kings rumors before the deadline were guys like DeLon Wright, who might be, just a 2nd round pick, if even at that. I think Caleb Martin's name got thrown in there at the last minute by Sam, actually. So, it's just interesting to hear that apparently by the time the Kings were at the deadline, it sounds like they already knew they weren't going to get anything done. So definitely thought that was an interesting first note there.
From Tim Maxwell, the Kings Herald. With the Mavericks' 5th consecutive win last night, Dallas has entered into a virtual tie with Sacramento for the 7th, 8th seed in the West. If the Kings lose to the Suns tonight, they'll drop 1.5 games out of a playoff spot and fall to sole ownership of 8th in the West.
Yeah, I mean they've been in this group for a while now. It's concerning for sure, but the other team's got some problems too. I know Dallas made a ton of moves at the deadline, and PJ and Daniel Gafford have looked good so far, but I think the Kings can be good enough to go all the way up to that 5 seed. But yeah, for sure, there's a chance with their really tough schedule remaining for the rest of this season that for sure they can definitely slip into that play-in tournament. But
how many teams are you taking? Okay, out of the Pelicans, Suns, and the Mavs. Pelicans, Suns, Mavs, Lakers, Warriors. How many out of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, how many teams are you taking the Kings 7 over?
Their 7 best players, or in a 7-game
so are
series?
You taking are you taking the Kings 7 in that rotation, just the roster?
Yeah.
Or there's 7 untouchables.
Yeah.
Are you taking that 7 over the Pelicans 7? Are you taking that 7 over the Suns 7? Are you taking that 7 over the Mavericks 7? Are you taking that 7 over the Lakers 7? Are you taking that 7 over the Warriors 7?
I think the Pelicans give me pause. Phoenix, I mean, they have a top 3. Besides that, I think the Kings' rest of their roster is a lot better. I mean, the Kings have killed Phoenix this year. Every time they've played them, they just blew the lead last time. Dallas doesn't really concern me at all. Lakers, I mean, they have a good top 2, but I'm not a fan of the rest of those guys. Golden State, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I guess really just New Orleans is the only 7 that I would probably take over Sacramento's.
I'm always scared of the Suns.
I mean, they're going to be good for sure. Their top 3 is really good, and they're starting to figure it out. But also, I don't trust a lot of these teams' health. Like the New Orleans Pelicans have been eerily healthy this year. The Suns are being eerily healthy with guys like Kevin Durant, who has a checkered history, especially recently, of injury, and Bradley Beal, who barely plays over 55 games anymore. And I think Dallas is leaning a lot on Luka still. I don't think the Luka Kyrie thing is a seamless fit as what they were hoping. LA is starting to play better, but a lot of that is D'Angelo Russell's hitting his shots. What's going to happen when D'Angelo stops hitting his shots?
He ain't going to stop.
And Golden State, they're playing their best basketball of the year right now, but I just really doubt that they're going to be healthy by the end of the year, and they're probably also going to be exhausted with the amount of work. I still think that Utah is a team. I could see them leapfrogging either the Lakers or the Warriors. I could see both of those teams, or one of those teams, definitely not making the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just scary hours, man. I'm just not feeling great. It's crazy how 30-22, that feels like a really good record.
Yeah, no, it is.
And maybe it's just and we normally do this. So just for fun. I mean, I just think teams are just kind of rolling this year. You're still a 6 seed in the East. So it's not one of those, well, they'd be a 3 seed. It's not like that this season.
I'm looking at it right now. This is via Tankathon, who does their strength of schedule.
That's what they mentioned on the
5th. Kings are 5th right now in the NBA in terms of remaining schedule, strength of schedule. Their opponents are a 523 win percentage, and they have 30 games on the dot left. They have 2 more games against Denver, 2 more games against the Clippers. They have 1 more against Boston, Minnesota, OKC, and 1 more against Milwaukee in their easy games that they have remaining. They have 2 more games against the Spurs. They have 1 more against Washington, 1 more against Portland, 1 against Memphis, 1 against Brooklyn, and 1 against Toronto. So those are their easier games. Remaining on the schedule.
That doesn't mean they are auto wins.
But also, I'm looking here. Phoenix has the toughest in the NBA. They have a 550 strength of schedule. 550 win percentage left on their strength of schedule. Clippers have 518. Like there's Golden State is towards the bottom. They have a 476 win percentage remaining, but there's a lot of teams specifically in the West that are a part of the top 15 of that strength of schedule list, because a lot of the West is going to beat each other up too, especially down the stretch.
All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more Kings talk. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings are in Phoenix tonight to battle the Suns.
Malik Monk driving. Hammer time! Off the bounce, coming from the right angle. And look at the Kings fans jump to their feet.
Tip off at 7 on your home of the Kings. Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Don't miss out on New Year's savings at Folsom Lake Kia. Low prices and payments on your favorite new Kia models. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia, right here in Sacramento for over 25 years, or FolsomLakeKia.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your 2024 grilling season right with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. It's incredible. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Maida Chevy has 2.9% APR financing on every new 2024 half-ton Silverado in stock. 2.9 for 72 plus great Maida Chevy savings on new Silverado. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's try.
Finance for GM. Hagen Oaks is introducing the newly designed Callaway Chrome Tour line of golf balls, offering outstanding tour performance. From cover to core, Chrome Tour is the new gold standard tour ball for players who want the best in distance and feel. Chrome Tour is engineered for outstanding performance with exceptional speed, consistent flight, incredible spin, and greenside control. Ask about the full line of Callaway Chrome Tour golf balls at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light, Garner Roofing, and Roseville Kitchen and Bath.
Get ready for an exciting drive in the 2024 Kia Forte GT line, now at Elk Grove Kia for just $19,988. Experience efficiency with an impressive 39 mpg, smooth rides with automatic transmission, and stay on track $19,988. Enjoy modern conveniences with its huge 10.25-inch touchscreen with navigation and a rear camera, Bluetooth wireless technology, and the ease of push-button start for only $19,988. Or lease this incredible ride with no cash out of pocket for only $279 per month plus tax. You heard right. No money down and only $279 plus tax. Elk Grove Kia, where driving dreams come true. Visit us today in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Sale price $20,738. Dealer choice rebate $750. Net price $19,988. Month finance through Kia Finance 5 at this price 24 months with zero cash down residual of $63,950 based on 10K per year 20 cents a month over zero security deposit. Kia Tier 1 approval required. Expires 2/15/2024.
Elk Grove Kia.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, get a free T-check and free exam. Book your appointment today at Revive Sacramento. We know we can help you. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Lead generation is one of the most important aspects of any marketing campaign. Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products or services to them. Go to aimyourdigital.com today. aimyourdigital.com.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
We are an hour and a half away from the Daniel Tosh ticket giveaway. We'll have Nate select. We'll have Nate select the number caller when it's time.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Oh my God, it does.
There you go.
This music makes me sound like, or makes me feel like we're watching like an MTV early 2000s spring break or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It well, the first time I heard it, I don't know if you guys ever played Dave Mears BMX for the PS2.
I did.
Yeah. Dave Mears 2. This is the first place I heard this song. So
Dave Mears.
it's funny. I think like I hate doing like the generational talk, but I think a lot of people in this kind of era we're in are shaped from music from video games, like GTA San Andreas. Absolutely. I think has some mad effect on my taste. And
my intro when I did Chris and Co was they reminisce because that's the intro to Street Volume 2.
Oh my God, what a great game!
The best.
The GameCube version too. I think you could play as Mario and Luigi.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you could
That's
even
incredible.
keep going to Guitar Hero. I mean, I
heard
so many
my God,
songs
yeah.
that I'd never heard before.
Same.
Because of Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Barracuda, shout out Barracuda
Yeah.
with all the greens. You know? Yep, so easy. I feel like I could do it. Yeah.
What were you guys playing at in Guitar Hero?
I can never do the pinky, man.
Yeah.
I never got past.
Once you got to slide down, it was a problem for
Were
you.
you nasty?
I could
or
hit
what?
like
I was kinda
one or
nasty.
two songs. I could see.
I got to expert on a decent amount of songs.
Were you a rock bander at all?
I couldn't do the drums. I have no rhythm.
Dude, so hard.
I have no rhythm, especially with the foot.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
my
a whole
God.
nother game. Yeah, because
I
you
was
would have to
guitar.
hit the foot pedal, and it was just like,
Was-
so you actually do have to have rhythm.
Yeah, when you were young was my banger.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Can we come
by
back
the
with-
Killers.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's-
I saw them live in high school with my parents.
I want to now.
You're
Yeah.
like, this is the Guitar Hero song.
Yeah. And someone's like,
Dang.
whoa, grow up.
Yeah. Can I follow up? Dave asked you a question. I've been kind of all over the place back here today at the in the crosstalk about what King would fit in
Yes.
to this roster today. Did you guys give an answer for that? Because I'm
No.
kind of thinking about that a little bit, not to derail this whole segment.
No, it's fine.
I was just thinking like
Blotty.
Blotty. Okay, I was thinking. I think the generic answer might be Peja. Just to see Peja in this league today,
Yeah.
would be insane because he was ahead of his time,
Yeah.
for sure. And then I was really thinking Mitch at the 2. Really thinking Mitch Richmond at the 2. But Dave, I mentioned in the break or after a show, he's like, "You have no defense then." Like, well, you got a
We already
pretty
don't.
elite offense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
How can it not be Chris Webber though? Is it just because
I think it's him and Sabonis are a bit redundant.
Yeah.
I would probably go. I think Dave said Meta or Ron Artest.
Yeah.
Or the artist formerly known as Ron Artest.
I brought up him playing with the Kings last year, or maybe this year in the Warriors series.
Yeah.
How critical he would have been, and Dave briefly mentioned like, oh my God, if Sabonis stomped on his chest and you had Ron Artest on your team to defend him, it would have been a different story.
It sure would have. Yeah. I think Ron's a good shout. Hito would be okay.
Hito, I mean, as a bench guy,
the defense would be tough. Don't sleep on Hito. Hito had some good Hito.
Yeah.
The Magic Hito.
Thank you.
You're maybe not Kings. He was more of a just pure shooter with the Kings, but he had some real point forward skills with the Magic. My answer was Doug. I think Doug and Peja. I just feel like if you put Doug, you could probably play him at the 3 with this team.
Mm-hmm.
Just the defense that he would bring, the intensity, and just like the ultimate role player in the best way possible. Like Doug would know exactly what he's out there to do, and he wouldn't try and do anything extra. He would just defend at the highest level. He would hit open threes if he's presented them, and he could have the ball in his hands a bit. But I do think Peja is probably the stock answer, just because if you could add a 25 to 30 point per game shooter on this team, like that's ridiculous.
And just letting him go.
What about
like
White
just
Chocolate though?
No. You
Have
don't
you
know
ever
he was
looked at his
actually
stats?
not very good.
His stats are
Or Mike
terrible.
Bibby then. We need a
We don't need another
point guard.
But he's
backup. Yeah, but
overqualified. Way overqualified.
That's not the question.
We have holes in the starting lineup that we can fix.
we don't need a backup point. Like that's too big of a waste. Like I
It's
think
also
I'd rather
for
have
net wins.
Weber.
The question was for net wins, not necessarily for style of play or fun. It would be for net victories. Who is turning this team into the best winner?
If it's a bench situation, and this was not a bench guy, but Brad Miller off the bench with this roster would be insane.
Incredible.
That's answers the
Bobby
defense.
Jackson.
I mean, that's Malik Monk. That's redundancy again. The same Chris Webber thing.
Why aren't we talking about Boogie?
You can bring up Boogie. Absolutely.
I don't.
You're gonna have to probably bench Sabonis.
I'm not.
Well, not bench Sabonis, but like you got to pick.
Why aren't
one.
we bringing up Oscar Robinson?
That doesn't count. We a lot of times I don't
You
think
wanna
we
bring
count
up
him.
Rochester and
because he's
Cincinnati.
85.
I'm just saying.
85 and present is kind of where we go with the Kings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good little not to, Alan, just kind of go in on these guys and kind of see what it's about. I think that 01-02 team having a knowledge of them being in Sacramento is like super critical.
Yeah, I think I do feel like the person would have to be from those teams.
Yeah. I if you didn't pick from them, I mean, you got Tyreek Evans, his rookie year.
Francisco Garcia,
Boogie,
Kmart, but no one. I mean,
like DeMarcus with Sabonis isn't the most seamless fit.
DeMarcus doesn't make your team, doesn't add wins.
Just say what you want to say, Nate. It sounds like you don't like DeMarcus.
I don't. I'll be honest. I'm not a DeMarcus fan. I wasn't a fan of his game when he was here. I had a better deal 2 days ago with him.
Shout out.
That's
good throwback.
Just not a big fan.
Yeah.
From the 916, Doug Christie at the 2 would be low key amazing.
Yeah. I think Chris just described what he was on that Kings team.
Exactly.
Like, and I think, Doug was down for it.
Yep.
Doug was down, and
he's on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Probably because they say we could use a guy like Doug Christie trying to implement Doug Christie-esque things onto this roster.
Exactly.
All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, what is wrong with De'Aaron Fox? And are the Kings in trouble? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now. Thunder. Feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of hundreds of thousands of customers every single day. Imagine what you could do if your business had that kind of reach. It's not a dream. Right now, you can take advantage of Amazon's expansive network to benefit your business. Unlock expert insights and tap into the full potential of Amazon. Simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105. Put the power of Amazon to work for you. Text DIGITAL, that's DIGITAL, to 916-766-5105.
The new year is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Shop my favorite dealer, Folsom Lake Kia, for low interest rates, low payment with 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia for over 25 years right here in Sacramento.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
916. Uh-oh. I don't know how no one saw this coming. Asking the past Kings who would help this team the most. I don't know how we got through a 12-minute segment without even thinking somebody would bring up Tyrese Halliburton.
Because it's the wrong answer.
It's the wrong answer.
Because I don't think Tyrese Halliburton. We already saw that. I don't know. I don't. It's not the right answer. I mean, if we're talking
Chris,
every
you sound
single.
Upset. You sound upset.
No, I'm chilling. I think that's not that Tyrese isn't. I don't think helping this team win more games. Like not the most amount of wins. I definitely don't think so. I mean, we already saw that it was clunky between the two. And what about how Tyrese is playing now makes you feel like that fit would be any better?
Well, now that De'Aaron wants to be a spot-up shooter.
Okay. I mean, I think Tyrese, if anything, is better off the ball. I would much rather have Tyrese off the ball. I mean, he's a better shooter. He's like a 40% three-point shooter.
How is he going to get 17 assists a game?
Well, that's why I think that it wouldn't be a good fit. That's exactly why I think it wouldn't be a good fit, because his style of play doesn't fit with what they're trying to do. Not as an additive piece. Of course, if you take De'Aaron out and put Tyrese in, sure, you can make that work and it would look different. But if we're talking about just dropping somebody onto the roster, Tyrese isn't a seamless fit.
Does it really feel like De'Aaron needs the ball, though? When I think of need the ball and I watch De'Aaron play, it doesn't feel like he needs the ball.
I mean, he doesn't like have a crazy, but like, I mean, yeah, he's like an isolation scorer. So he's got to kind of break his guy down and get to the rim. He's not really your traditional pound the ball for 30 seconds.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Sabonis has the ball in his hand so much. So it's De'Aaron still needs the ball in order to attack. He's not spotting up and he's not really a cutter. So if he's gonna get his, he definitely needs to put the ball on the deck.
From Jess Escoto, Sack Chat, stop it, Styles. I didn't say that. That's the 916. I didn't bring up Tyrese. You know, somebody was going to.
You read it.
I did read it because I wanted to read it. Because I just like stuff like that. Okay. I want to see it all burn. All right. And they say my answer is Tyrese Halliburton. Ouch. Just a period of ouch.
Yeah. You hurt yourself there.
Yeah.
Texter.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
See, now Chris is upset now.
I'm not upset. Like I have nothing to be upset about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Tyrese is a fine player. He's great. I just don't think that you can just drop him on this team and have it make sense, especially not if we're taking every king ever. There's a lot of other kings that fit that role or fit a need that this team has. I do think Meta. I think Dave was the one who said Ron Artest. That I think that's kind of the low key best answer.
That's
just bring an enforcer, a dude who could defend, he can knock down some shots. Definitely bring an edge for sure. I mean, I think that would be might be a little bit too much, but you know, sometimes you know you got to step over the line a little bit. I liked Hito. I like
my Hito pick. All right, it's different.
No, I like it a lot.
It's this specific team, people, not just any team ever. As we discuss whether or not the Kings are in trouble. This is from the 707. Shout out to 707. Monty not taking a chance is going to cost this team. We are a play-in team and a first-round exit. In Monty, we don't trust. That is from the 707.
Okay.
As they
sounds like a real Kings fan.
You think it's fake? 707?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, you really just you know, in Monty, we don't trust. It's just okay.
Gotcha.
Like what the dude won GM of the year last year just because he didn't make a move at the All-Star break or at the trade deadline, didn't trade every pick that we have for Kyle Kuzma. Like that's in Monty, we don't trust all of a sudden.
I don't know about
that's wild,
but I don't know if it's about Monty or just the fact that I just don't trust this. Is it that you don't trust the team and Monty is riding with the team, so you just don't trust Monty? Because I don't trust this team.
Yeah, no,
I don't trust this team.
I definitely don't. That's for sure. Yeah.
So how can you trust Monty and not the team?
Because Monty put this team together. Monty put a team that was even decent out there on the floor.
But you don't trust the team now.
Yeah, that more has to do with the individual. That doesn't have to do with like Monty put together a good team. Yeah, they don't go out there and execute every single night. That's not Monty McNair's fault. He put the talent out there. He put a more talented roster than this team has had out there in 20 plus years or 20 years. Like, what are we talking about? Like, look at Pete D'Alessandro. Look at all the Kings GMs of the like. What? Get out of here! Get out of here! With in Monty, I didn't trust Vlade, that's for sure. But Monty McNair has done. I mean, besides be quiet at the deadline, which, by the way, you know, didn't seem to really affect the team's success last year. Like, I don't know what you wouldn't trust about him. I mean, if you want to say specific, also no specifics in there. Like, if you don't trust his drafting, okay, there's a conversation to be had there. You don't trust the direction in which he's taking the team because, again, Monty's been here for, 4 or 5 years and has only improved the team that he's had.
But I do think that there is a correlation, though. If you have a team that is not executing.
Sure.
I don't know how Monty can be innocent of that.
I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying in Monty, we don't trust is a little extreme.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying like I think you're going a bit overboard in saying I don't trust our GM anymore because he didn't make a move at the deadline when looking around. Oh yeah. Nobody else did either. Like, I mean, there was no big moves that the PJ Washington, like Dallas was the most aggressive team at the deadline and they sacrificed. I don't think people looked at what Dallas doesn't have picks in 2027 onward. And Luka Doncic is a free agent in 2026. So they spent pretty much their entire future to go out there and get PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Does that sound smart? Does that sound like something Monty should just ship off 3 second-round picks to bring in Royce O'Neal? Like, I don't know what people wanted him to do. Like, I understand. I was upset that they didn't do anything at the deadline. I'm not saying I was, levitating and like, oh, no, I see the whole picture. I was confused as well, but you got to take stock at what actually happened at the deadline and understand the risk reward was not there at all. Now, I'm not saying that means do nothing, absolutely, but is bringing in DeLon Wright going to make you feel any better? It wouldn't have made me feel any better.
No, there's probably nothing. And now that Sam Amick came out and said that these 7, it kind of was what it was. Monty didn't want to overpay. A lot of people didn't want to overpay. And that's just what it is. I think that I've always said the reason I've always said that the Kings weren't going to blow this thing up is because you just made the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. All right. And you were at the time you were in a playoff position as far as the seeding goes. You don't just blow that up because in hopes of trying to accelerate the process. That's just not how it works. You don't know, especially when you don't know really the ceiling of De'Aaron and Sabonis. They're not a piece away because we don't know what De'Aaron Fox is.
Right.
Right.
And this isn't a way, it's betting on him. It's saying we're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure out. Yeah. And now going into the summer, that's when we'll discuss what we think. If De'Aaron cools off and we see somebody on the text line right here, was Fox start to the season fool's gold in hindsight? I think we all know that this latest version probably isn't what Fox is either. So what is he from the 916? Yeah, I think you kind of answered it.
It's in the middle.
916 or somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle. And how far in the middle is really going to determine what they should do during the summer. I just think there wasn't enough time to kind of figure out what exactly this team needs. You could have gotten rid of Harrison Barnes. Then he goes on a heater, and everybody wanted a bunch of first-round picks, and you can't touch Keegan because Keegan's young, and you moved on from another young talent. You can't touch Malik because you need Malik on the bench, and you're kind of confident that you could re-sign him. You were stuck. You just signed Trey Lyles. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have the untouchables with Sabonis and Fox. So you were stuck. You were completely stuck. And when you have people and teams like the Pistons, okay, trying to grab Zach LaVine at one point, clearly nobody knew what the heck they wanted to do.
Right.
So it wasn't just the Kings. The problem now is, it's going to look bad if the Kings didn't overpay for something and miss the playoffs or loses in the play-in, because you would have regrets. It's not like you would look like you would have regressed, but that's just part of the gig, right? And there are going to be people that have nuanced conversations about it, and there are going to be people that just say, This was stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't really matter what side you're on. The bottom line is the bottom line. And it's the same conversation. It's not the same because you haven't been to the Super Bowl or the finals, but it's a similar conversation to Shanahan. You don't know what else is out there. Monty McNair is the one who got you to the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You really want to move on from that when it took you 16 years to figure it out? You want to move on from that? You want to move on from Kyle Shanahan when you go to the Super Bowl once every 4 years and you go to NFC Championship every other year? You want to move on from that?
I don't.
That's honestly.
And what kind of GM would want to walk into a place that also, to your point, just brought a team to 16 years,
right?
Broke a 16-year playoff drought, and then fired him a year or 2 years.
Because
later.
What? Because they what honestly,
like who is going to walk into that and feel good about their job?
Exactly. And what are we actually talking about here? Why do you have to get to the second round? Where are the second round banners hanging up? Right? Why are you going to blow something up just to try to get to the second round?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yep.
Who cares? Yep. When is the last time you gonna brag to your friends? Hey,
are the Warriors bragging?
No, they're crying. Okay, you gonna brag to your friends? Well, we made it to the second round this year. Cool. You'll probably get made fun of. Yep. You'd probably rather say you won the in-season tournament.
Yep.
We got to the second round and did what?
Probably would.
So you're going to blow this whole thing up, right? Move on. And not just blow. It's not blowing up this exact roster. You're going to lose picks.
Yeah, it's the
and
future.
Look, and I don't know how many people pay attention to picks, and I'm not even that high on picks, but you need them for when there is somebody you want. I don't care about the picks, right? I don't care about somebody, the some kid who's in 8th grade right now, but I do care about how they can.
Shout out Bryce James.
Shout out Bryce James. If you can get Bryce James, I mean, he's 6'6" right now. He's a big boy. You get Bryce James, 6'6", about 16 years old.
Shout out Baby Gronk.
Yeah. Shout out Baby Go get Baby Gronk then.
Or that dude who plays basement basketball. I don't know if you've seen that one too.
No, or get what's his name? The country dude. They call it. It's a play on LeBron James, LaCorn James, or something like that. He's in a cornfield.
Feeds it back to him. The ball.
Yeah. Go get somebody
like that guy.
Go get that guy.
He's gonna be raw.
You cannot sit here and blow something up just to be able to say you got to the second round. They don't hang banners for second round exits. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Satoshi McCaffrey, a cutback, 130, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game. CMC Dynamite!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life. So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt! Yeah!
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Elevate your drive with Acura of Stockton's President's Day savings. Unleash luxury and precision in a new Acura Integra, RDX, MDX, or TLX. Quality meets affordability with savings on our best selection. Get to AcuraofStockton.com and start your experience today. Own the road in style. Visit us today or go to AcuraofStockton.com. Elevate your drive with Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
916-339-1140. We are an hour away from Daniel Tosh ticket giveaway. Live Nation teamed up with Sactown Sports. Your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. I heard it's beautiful this time of year. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline at 1 p.m. Nate is going to pick the number to score that pair of tickets. Let's get out to that Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Talk to TC. TC, you in on Monty McNair? What you got?
Man, look, hey, check it out. First of all, Stiles and Watkins, what's up?
What's up,
man?
TC? Good to hear from you.
Hey, man, for sure. Look, check it out, big dogs. Hey, I've been in on Monty McNair and Mike Brown. I told you to give him a lifetime contract. I'd be idiotic to get rid of any one of these dudes. These dudes turned it around. I love Mike. I know Mike. They all have their faults. But Mike is a great head coach and he has a great staff. He's not going, in my opinion, he's not going anywhere for a life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Monty McNair, bro. Monty McNair said, "Hey, listen, I was probably one of the main ones as a Kings fan that's super frustrated at the deadline. Y'all heard me when I was calling in, like, Monty, what are you doing?" But Monty is taking calculated steps. Look how many free agents are free agents next season. Also, he wasn't trying to cap hold because we're trying to sign Malik Monk. And also next year, if we can't sign Malik Monk, then that's when we go after somebody in the offseason in the summer and try to get somebody, make some moves, sign somebody. So Monty is using his head, bro. And it took me not really a long time, but it took me a little bit to think about it. I took a step back and said, you know what? Monty is smart, man. I love how he moves. So talking about Monty we don't trust, that's stupidity, bro. Yeah. I trust this dude. Seriously. That's all I got.
Thanks for the call, TC. Yeah, I think that is well said, but people will, things happen quickly and things change quickly. From the 5-3-0, we all trusted and liked Monty last year when we got all kinds of wins, and now we don't. Come on, people. Kings are not reliable, but that is not Monty's fault. Chris Watkins, did you tweet that? Did you text that?
No, not at all. We just got the smartest listeners in radio. That's just what it is. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous how people can just be so quick. I mean, we see people in the chat and on the text line sometimes they'll say, fire Mike Brown, and it's like, you guys, like, it's one thing if you're not happy with the current state of what they're doing with their job, but to call for their job and say that they need to be replaced or just removed, like, I don't think people really think about what it is that you're actually saying and the implication that there's people out there like, again, this is definitely more on that Kyle Shanahan talking point where, how can you really, I can't imagine people really doing a whole lot better with the situation they're being given. Now, Kyle, that doesn't really fit Kyle Shanahan, but with Monty and Mike Brown, like watching how Mike Brown handles this team and how how he's had them prepared and how he talks to them and about them. I just can't imagine I don't think the Kings playing inconsistently are still not giving 100% effort on the defensive side of the ball for 4 quarters. I just don't believe that it's because Mike Brown is not doing a part of his job. I just think that's on the players. And, sure, maybe you can try to go out there and find somebody who gets through to the players more. Maybe you feel like Tom Thibodeau with his style of just no nice, all scream is going to be better.
He was screaming yesterday, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he is.
That was a terrible call, though.
It was really, really
Jalen
bad.
Brunson, the Knicks got kind of cheated out of a win a little bit to end, and they were up against the Rockets. But, yeah, go on.
No, I think that I just kind of feel like there's not many people who could just walk in and take that job. I mean, especially with what they're building now. I don't know. I do think that it's a lot on the players, and the players haven't really stepped up the way that they're capable of stepping up. Like, I don't think, maybe you can blame Monty for not bringing in overall talent that could have improved this team, but I just think it's kind of, I know this isn't great analysis, but I think it's a little bit of bad luck that every single guy Monty brought in this offseason didn't pan out. Like, it made sense for Sasha Vezenkov to make sense with this team. Chris Duarte, I mean, we were having conversations, and it wasn't led by us, but fans were asking, should Chris Duarte start at the beginning of this season over Kevin Huerter? Like, I don't think that's Monty's fault that the minor swings he took didn't pan out.
No, and you're just in a tough spot. If you are, I think there's way more smoke for, and right now Mike Dunleavy Jr. doesn't look as bad because the Warriors are starting to heat up. But if you're a team like the Warriors or a team like the Lakers, I just think that context is very important, and you cannot have this conversation about the Kings and not bring up the past and how, if you're going to go out, this team did something that hasn't been done in a very long time. And if you're going to go out in second year, right, if you're going to miss the playoffs, at least you did it with a team that they got you there.
Yeah.
Imagine if they took a swing, it doesn't work out.
Right.
Harrison Barnes stays on a heater and the Kings miss the playoffs.
Right.
He'd get destroyed.
He would get killed.
He would get destroyed.
Absolutely.
You cannot really kill Monty McNair for sticking with the dudes that took the Kings somewhere that they haven't been in a very, very, very long time. That's it.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Like, it might not be the exciting thing. It might have not been, the biggest splash or anything, but I think especially in hindsight, like, I don't know if, to your point, like, I don't know how much better the Kings are if they have Kyle Kuzma this season, if they go all in on him this offseason. And looking at it from the deadline too, I don't know how much better they were going to be if they, again, make a move for DeLon Wright, or even if they would have, or whatever. Maybe people are upset that, hey, they see how much OG Anunoby's helping the Knicks. Why didn't Monty McNair be more aggressive on those talks? Well, again, like, look at what Toronto gave up to get
Keegan.
You got to ship off Keegan and Malik, because that's what they shipped off. RJ Barrett, who was their number 3 pick in the draft, who has been good, definitely not to the level of Zion and Ja, who were picked in front of him, but still a good player. And then they got rid of Emmanuel Quickley, who is pretty much, or was at that point, toe for toe with Malik Monk and 6th man of the year. So there's your trade. If you want OG Anunoby so bad, if that's the guy you feel like would have brought the Kings tons of victories, that's fine. But you have to say bye to Keegan Murray and Malik Monk to do it. And I think everybody knows you can't. This Kings team doesn't. It's not even close to the same team if you don't have Malik and Keegan out there. So it just doesn't really make sense. Like, tell me the exact thing that you feel like the Kings should have done.
From the 916, I got to call you out because you have been saying there's levels to this for months, and the second round is part of that. So don't get it twisted, 916. I think that's a great call out. I'm not saying that the Kings shouldn't get to the second round. I'm saying if Monty McNair believes that this makes more sense, I'm saying if Monty McNair believes that it's not worth mortgaging their future to get to the second round, I can't really argue that.
Yeah.
I still think that they should get to the second round as presently constructed.
Got to get to the second round to get to the finals.
But that's my whole point.
Right.
That's my whole point. I think that this roster should be able to get to the second round. So if you can't get to the second round with this roster, I don't want you mortgaging your future to just get to the second round.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
if you're going to mortgage your
perfect.
future, you're taking a swing to win the whole thing. That's like what the Bucks did.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what the to a lesser degree the Celtics did, or what the Knicks are trying to do. And maybe not the Knicks, but the Knicks are cooking right now. I think they're still
I think they're legit
in third. So yeah, I believe that this roster should be good enough, or is good enough, to make it to the second round. But I don't believe that Monty McNair should create a roster that they feel like is just good enough to get to the second round. That's going to take blowing up the future to get there. If you're going to blow up the future, you're taking a swing at the whole thing. And I don't think that anybody around was going to get you there. If you do that deal, Malik Monk and Keegan Murray for OG Anunoby, the Kings team is still not winning the whole thing, and they're not even in the conversation.
Right. No, because they would still need probably another Keegan Murray or another Malik Monk.
That's the problem.
Exactly. And yes, there are levels to it, but first and second round are the same level. I hate to tell you. Just because it's an advancement of round does not mean that you are at a different caliber of team. The next level is conference title or conference title contention.
Yeah.
Second round, again, like you said, nobody's going to go around flexing. The Warriors are not, hey, we were a second round out last year.
Or the Lakers.
I mean, the Lakers at least can say we made it to the conference finals.
Yeah.
Like that, there's real pride in being the Kings. The furthest this Kings team, this Sacramento Kings organization has ever gone is the conference finals. So there's pride in being a conference finals team. But being a second round team, that's just, okay, cool.
And you
made it out of the first round. Whoopee. Maybe you're closer to a conference final, but that shouldn't be, you shouldn't make a move in the hope of, hey, I don't think this turns us into a conference finalist, but maybe this, or a title contender, but I do think this could get us into the second round. Then you shouldn't make that move, because that move probably, the risk reward probably isn't worth it.
They're looking at this, or some people look at this and say this team isn't good enough, so Monty needs to make a move. But I think the other way to look at this is this team isn't good enough, so we can't make a move.
Right. So why make
it? If De'Aaron was still averaging 30, Sabonis, y'all know Sabonis, he is my guy. But if De'Aaron was doing what he was doing, if Keegan was full leap, and it was, we are just truly 1-2 moves away, that's not enough. Like that's different.
Yep.
That's not where these guys are.
Yep.
And if you want to blame anyone, you can blame the team for honestly underperforming.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm right there with you.
707 to clarify, my text was not to get rid of Monty. That would be foolish, but Monty is part of the team and is basically throwing away the season. We did not get better this year from off season to now. But it's the same thing.
But you're saying you don't trust him.
But it's the same thing I've been saying. I truly think we got to go.
Yeah.
I truly think that if the Kings weren't in a situation where they hadn't been in the playoffs for so long, maybe it would be easier to detach from some of these players. Blowing this thing up without knowing what you were blowing it up for was going to get you any further. And, a lot of these guys, they were coming up on different contracts. The Siakam thing, was he going to resign? His hands were a bit tied, besides these small deals that really just would have ticked people off anyway. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more Kings talk. What's wrong with De'Aaron Fox? Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown!
Cisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A nice day to be outdoors once again. We'll have light winds with highs today in the low 60s. We dropped to mid 40s overnight tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The new year is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Shop my favorite dealer, Folsom Lake Kia, for low interest rates, low payment with 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia for over 25 years right here in Sacramento.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-952-1155. That's 800-952-1155.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline at 1 p.m., 45 minutes, and Nate will pick a caller, and we will get you those tickets.
Real interesting note here, actually, from the football side. I believe the Niners are having a press conference right now of some sort, but it's coming out that D-tackle Eric Armstead is saying that he tore his meniscus in his right knee in the Philly game and played through it in the postseason, but will need surgery on it in the next coming days.
They're all going to come out now.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Like,
he balled too.
How does one do that? Like, that's a different level of toughness. Like, and then even Biederman telling us how Kittle has needed surgery for 6 years.
Yeah,
and it's just like
for the last 2 decades.
Here we are talking about De'Aaron Fox. Like, what is wrong? Like, I need him. If you're hurt, you're hurt. Like, please sit. And it's meanwhile George Kittle has had a career year, career seasons, and
is
torn labrum.
Are the only 2 injuries, I guess, besides a broken bone, are the only 2 injuries that you truly can't play through an Achilles and an ACL? Are those the only 2? I know it's a super broad question,
right?
But it feels
UCL.
Like when I hear meniscus, I feel right. UCL, Tommy John,
right?
Like the knee stuff, I feel like
bones?
people can. I said broken bones,
right? Okay. Of course, if you're.
But when I hear meniscus, I think you're cooked, and clearly you're
dudes
not.
play through fractures too, so
right, you tape it up, or go to Ronnie Lott, just cut it off.
I'm so soft. That's all I know. That's what I learn every single day.
It's true.
I'm Charmin soft.
Like literally can't. I can't play at all. I think it's just Achilles and ACL.
Like, I should not be speaking on this because I'm not a doctor, obviously, but if I'm not mistaken, the meniscus is like this, like you can play on it, but there's like a I don't know even what it is. There's something in between 2 bones, and essentially
you can play.
If you tear your meniscus, it's just bone to bone, and it's not terrible.
It's like metal on metal.
It's just you definitely shouldn't play on it for long.
Did you watch the Dre Greenlaw? Both of you?
I have not rewatched.
Yes,
it, I've not.
Yes,
I've
dude.
not looked at the calf specifically
and then I saw,
to see it.
Dude, I saw a video of some guy online being like, "This is what happens when you have bad habits as an athlete," and they're like, "Look at him in practice. He's standing like and I'm like, dude, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Is that probably the worst way you could I mean, of course, there's like final destination kind of things, but like that's got to be like nightmare fuel for athletes, right? Like almost like something where you would never consider I can get hurt. Not even hype. He literally took a hop.
He was just
before he goes.
He's just doing like calf hops.
Yeah, it's like minor, like, all right, let's go.
That's what's so weird about the Achilles thing. So let's just pretend. And I've literally asked my PT,
right?
Hey, was it me? I've heard that you have to work it out. You have to stretch it. Hey, the first thing everybody asks you, well, did you stretch that day, right? So I asked her, I said, was it? And then I've also heard, I was golfing with somebody who also tore his, and he just said, yeah, I've always heard when it's just time to go.
Freak accident. That's what Richard Sherman said.
It's just gonna go, right? Yeah. So basically,
that is frightening. So, but everybody just has some internal Achilles clock.
Yes, and maybe you have a longer clock than others, right? God, so the question is, this is just a not funny, but a weird situation. If he doesn't hop up and down and gets in, does he tear it?
Yeah,
the next
butterfly
play?
effect.
Yeah, was it literally just that?
You can't think about that.
Because the Achilles is so random.
Yeah. I'm thinking if it's him, though, you got to just be like, it was going to happen. I mean, whatever. It's so gross. I would like to let you guys know, though, how soft I am. We don't have an elevator here. We're upstairs. Yes. If I'm getting any lower body injury, you guys aren't seeing me. I'm not going up those stairs. You're not seeing me for weeks. OSHA.
You gotta get that boot and figure it out.
Yeah. I know Alan had to like walk sideways up and down the stairs for his first
Chris be walking down. I'm like, hey, hold on. Where are you going? I don't know where I'm going, man. Hold on, Alan.
It is a bit of a maze here.
Yeah, I'm like, Chris, hold on, dude. All right,
carry me.
Yeah. From the 209, meniscus is the padding between joints.
There you go.
If it's down, it can grind through for a while. Tore mine 3 times. Wrestling. Bro. That is from Dan in Lodi.
Wrestlers are tough.
They are.
I got a friend who's wrestler his whole life. His ears just
the cauliflower.
I was like, dude, you gotta just let me touch it. I gotta feel it. It is crazy. It's just like
you gotta let me touch it.
The cauliflower ear? Yeah, because I'm not gonna ask like a fighter, but that's like a pure. That's almost like in the animal kingdom, like spiders have eyes on the backs,
right?
They have like some animals have like
a
designs on their backs, to scare other creatures away.
Sure,
that's that for humans. If you see somebody with an ear swollen, you're like, okay, just be as nice as humanly possible to this guy.
What? Yeah. That could, he could, right? Because even if he stinks compared to other fighters,
he's gonna kill you.
You never know.
You're messing.
No. Hold on.
I have a whole thing about how
I was a purple belt.
You can't get into bar fights these days because you just like TJ. I've stood next to TJ Dillashaw once, who is the UFC one of the lighter weight classes.
Champion.
Thank you. He's just so unassuming, and like he's 5'5" maybe, and it's like. Yeah. Oh, like I'm almost 6 feet. Yeah, like I probably got this dude outweighed like easy. I can mess this dude up. Who are you talking to me like that? And you don't know this man is literally a trained killer.
He gets you on the ground. You're
over.
Dead.
No, it's over.
You're dead.
Thankfully, those people, from what I understand, everyone says UFC fighters are the nicest people.
I went to Chuck Norris Martial Arts.
Rex Kwon Do. You ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, you get that reference?
I'm a purple.
I don't think that's why you did.
You made the joke first.
I'm not a joke.
You're a Chuck Norris purple belt.
Yes.
That is
Mom, if you're listening, call in, Mom.
Mom, I can fight. Huh, Mom?
Bring the belt,
Mom.
Shred the belt down.
Mom, I know you got the belt. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, what would you have liked to see the Kings do? And how many teams above the Kings would you trust the Kings to beat in a playoff matchup? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. Laporte is over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Being chased. Throws, and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down. Again!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
When Cynthia came to TurboTax, she just launched her new side gig, a true crime podcast.
I'm a first-rate detective with a golden voice.
As her TurboTax expert, I made her second income count by guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and her maximum refund.
What did she do with that refund? Find out next week.
Switch to Intuit TurboTax and make your moves count. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Shop can't miss deals on appliances this President's Day at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $75 on every $750 you spend on all major appliances, like LG, America's most reliable line of home appliances. Shop in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 2/28. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Maida Chevy has 2.9% APR financing on every new 2024 half-ton Silverado in stock. 2.9 for 72 plus great Maida Chevy savings on new Silverado. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's try.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your 2024 grilling season right with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. It's incredible. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
It's Carmichael Day with a Fire Wings announcement. The Floor and Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from and the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light, Garner Roofing, and Roseville Kitchen and Bath.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Sactown Sports.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
This makes me want to get my green belt.
Yeah, wait, what's the pecking order?
Black is after purple, isn't it?
Are you sure? I thought it was purple then
sure
green.
I
got the number 4.
Oh.
White, yellow,
orange,
purple, green.
Dang.
Oh, so you put some time in.
Chuck Norris lives in his own.
And somebody's trying to roast me on the text line 209, purple belt from Chuck Norris, more like a brown belt from Marshall's clearance rack. Why are you roasting me like that, 209?
It honestly did sound like a joke when you said it.
But you guys don't understand. Chuck Norris was that dude. He was that dude.
Thank you, Chuck
Norris. He was that dude.
Yeah.
He was that dude.
Club Phoenix.
Purple belt. He was that dude.
Purple beam.
My dad's telling me apparently I was actually a purple belt too.
No, heck no.
Oh, you guys have to spar.
Yeah, now we got to spar. Bring the belt. Bring the belt.
Chris is trying to fight TJ Dillashaw now.
I'm going to walk in with my belt over my shoulder tomorrow.
Dude, that would be sick.
Mom, bring the belt.
Jay Mars, Sactown legend.
Dude.
He's a karate king for real.
Mom, bring the belt. All right, 30 minutes until Daniel Tosh ticket giveaway. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Life April 12th. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline at 1 p.m. and Nate will pick the caller and we will go from there. I wanted to read this text. The text line, by the way, this might be one of the best text line days that we've had in a very long time. Obviously, we were gone last week. I'm sure you would have been on fire last week as well, but you guys are doing a great job. And thank you to the Sac Chat and shout out to the Sac Chat as always. This one is interesting from the 916. If the Kings get past Golden State last year, they make the Western Conference Final. They match up well with all of the teams above them. This league is all about matchups. This is from Sean in Placerville, and I don't really know what to do with last season. I kind of just want to focus on this season because a lot of Kings fans are pessimistic, and I think it's unique to have an optimistic take out of Kings fans. So shout out to Sean in Placerville. But I got to tell you, Sean, I don't know, man. I'm pretty worried, right? I mean, let's just go through the list here. You have the Suns, who we probably feel good about, but in a 7-game series, do you feel the same? Honestly, the Suns remind me, and I'm not saying he's anywhere near it, but that's like a Mahomes situation. I don't know that I want to face KD, Devin Booker.
Definitely not.
In the playoffs, even if they've looked like garbage during the regular season. Right. Then you have the Pelicans, and we all know, Sean, I don't know how we can, come on now. I don't know how we can.
We got to be real with each other.
Come on now. So that's 2 right there.
Yes, no.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. You have the Nuggets, who are the defending champs, okay? You have the Clippers, who the Kings have not beat yet.
Mm-mm.
You have the Thunder, who finally beat the I'll give you the I'll give you the Thunder.
Give them the Thunder.
I'll give you the Thunder.
Give them the Thunder.
And then you have the Timberwolves, who the Kings have basically split against so far.
Right.
So maybe I'll give you Timberwolves. So you have 2, but then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have out of the 6 teams, 4 teams worry me. 2 teams worry me less.
Yeah.
But I don't think
it's not good math.
I don't think the Kings match up with all 6 teams above them at all.
No, I don't either. And yeah, that's even being generous and saying, yeah, OKC, we'll give you OKC. I mean, I think I trust the Kings group as much as I would trust OKC. I feel like it's not being talked enough about, as we talk about that guy earlier who has a $1 million bet out there for OKC to win the title. I
don't cash out, man.
It's a little too early on OKC. I would think that the Kings, that's the only team. Here's a crazy concept. OKC, if the Kings do go against them, which right now that is the 2-7 matchup, if the Kings go against the OKC, that's the only team the Kings have an actual playoff experience advantage over. Only team in the playoffs. And so that's the only reason why I will give you OKC.
Do you really want to go up against a free throw merchant in the playoffs?
No,
though?
Absolutely not.
That's just bad basketball.
Absolutely not.
That's just bad basketball.
I mean, OKC's got young players. They also, let's not forget, they traded for Gordon Hayward, who's not going to be able to play for them for a while. You want to talk about not sure if he'll be healthy or not, but I mean, if Gordon Hayward could really add something dangerous to that team, especially closing lineups, you could take Giddey out. Gordon Hayward's nice.
When is the last time Gordon Hayward played?
Actually, I mean, he's played earlier this year.
But when did he play?
It's been a while since he has played a significant amount of games. I can pull that up for you, but
I guess all you need is him for 16 games.
Exactly, and here's the beauty of it. In a weird way, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. He's already hurt. So you're almost kind of, you're going to get him coming back from injury and ramping up.
Right.
And so there's a little bit less fear besides just injury management in general that you're probably going to get. I mean, at least for a little bit, you'll get a healthy Gordon Hayward. Maybe you can kind of put him in the garage a bit too until you really need him. But I don't know. I mean, OKC is really the team that I would feel best about. Minnesota, I don't want to see the Kings go against Jaden McDaniels, Cat, Gobert, Naz Reid front line with how they've struggled with length all this year. And then you have Anthony Edwards too, who could potentially, do what he's done really every time he's been in the postseason as a player so far. And he elevates to like an MVP type level. So I'm nervous about facing Minnesota if that's the case.
Which team out of the four, so don't count the Pelicans, which team out of the four, Timberwolves, Thunder, Clippers, Nuggets, would you, if you had a choice, to eliminate one of them so that the Kings could not face them?
Clippers.
It's got to be the Clippers.
No thanks. Yeah. I mean, they're playing the best basketball, and I mean, top end, PG, Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
You got Russ, who in the playoffs, he'll go crazy. James Harden will not go crazy in the playoffs, but he's a threat at least out there. And then, it's the guys that nobody talks about. Zubac. You got Norm Powell, who's Norm Powell was almost their best player in the playoffs last year. I would almost say he was their best player in the playoffs last year. They're stacked, and they have Ty Lue, who knows how to win a championship. So Clippers are definitely the team that would, funny enough, they scare the most out of me, but Denver is definitely a close second for sure.
Yeah. I don't know how you can say that the Kings match up well with these teams. There's teams on this list that they haven't even beaten.
Right.
All right. There's two teams ahead of them that they have not beaten this season.
Yeah. I mean, and the Pelicans, it's just like you said, we're not even going to mention the Pelicans, but
that can't happen.
If somehow the Kings get into a 4-5 matchup with the Pelicans, the Kings will hopefully they'll win one of them, right? Like there's no way you could play. That'd be a games. Record. If you go 0-8 against the Pelicans,
that would have to be a record.
That's insane. So I would assume that they would win one, maybe two, but with what we've seen this year, there's no reason to think that the Kings could beat the Pelicans. I'm sorry. We've seen that movie quite literally too many times.
They'd have so much confidence the Pelicans would.
Yeah, it would be ridiculous.
Zion
maybe you got them right where you want
play.
them. Right. No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm good. But that's kind of where this team is at. And we did see, people when we were talking about Monty McNair, that's where the frustration stems from, is they just feel like, okay, we're just giving up on this season then. But I would still propose the counter of, okay, who's the player that you're going to bring in that's going to make you feel better or significantly better about playing those teams? Because I just don't think that person was out there.
Yeah. So again, looking at the Kings and whether or not they are in trouble, if the Kings lose to the Suns tonight, they'll drop 1.5 games out of a playoff spot and fall to sole ownership of 8th in the West. All right. They're going up against the Suns. The Suns have, they're just they recently lost a seed. Yeah, they recently lost on a buzzer beater to the Warriors, but the Suns looked good. The Suns look good. They beat the Bucks last week. Okay. 114-106. They beat the Jazz. They beat the Wizards, of course. They beat the Sun, or they beat the Nets. They beat they lost to the Hawks, beat the Heat. These are all their last couple games.
It's thumping.
Come on, no, you got to talk through it. If you got to play through the sound.
That's right.
This is what it's going to be like. It's a road game.
And you said, and Chris, you said they're actually pretty high on the list as far as their strength of schedule.
Strength of schedule. Yeah, they are number one in the NBA in terms of strength of schedule. They have a .550 win percentage. The remaining opponents, they have, oh my goodness, they have 2 more against the Celtics. So they haven't played the Celtics yet this year. They have 2 more against Minnesota, 2 more against OKC, 2 more against the Clippers, and 2 more against Denver. So they've barely even played their tough teams. I was also looking at they
get the Bucks again, they get the Cavs again.
Their splits this year, they've honestly played. They probably share a lot of the same frustrations that Kings fans share. Looking at their record, Teams above 500. Phoenix is 14-15. Teams below 500, 17-7. The Kings have a pretty identical record. Versus teams above 500, Kings are 16-17. So both are a game under 500. And the Kings teams below 500 this year, 14-5. So really, I mean, they've kind of done very similar things where they've beat up on all of the bad teams, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do if you're a good team. But they really have not separated themselves when it comes to playing teams that can match them or at least kind of touch them talent-wise. And I do think the Kings are one of those teams. Again, the Kings, in the 2 games they've played against them, have kind of killed them. They just, last time they played, had a historic collapse of which we don't need to talk about. But again, they were in Club Phoenix, so it gets loud in there, and it's tough to when the momentum's sliding. People start fist pumping in the crowd. It gets crazy over there.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, more Kings talk, more texts, more calls, more Sack Chat. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, go to Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have, because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life. So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now, I took the half-hour drive to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, and I came home with the finest car I've ever owned. I'm rocking that brand new EQS SUV they outfitted me with, and it's stylish and so comfortable. I love Mercedes cars. Also, Mercedes builds amazing commercial vehicles. Now, if you own a business, Mercedes builds commercial vans capable of any job. And with special interest rates as low as 4.9% on new Sprinter vans, plus the available tax breaks on Sprinter vans for commercial use, choosing a Mercedes van is a smart move. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has a huge full-service commercial fleet center. Go see my good friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Just a half-hour drive down I-5 from Sac, and it's online all the time at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
From the 916, the strategy for whichever team is playing the Kings in the playoffs, sit your starters, rotate in some G League dudes. The Kings will crumble. From the 916. Come on, 916. What's everybody talking about?
Spot the lie, man.
That one got us. That one got us good. 916. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake hotline in 15 minutes. Nate will pick the number caller, and we will get you your tickets if you are the lucky caller.
I am not mentally prepared for even like that's taking it to the extreme, but I am not prepared for, X team's star is going to be out for game 3. And then we come on air and we're like, the Kings, this set up so perfectly. They can go up 2-1 in the series. You can't draw it up any better. And then they lose by 30.
Well, that's what happened with Draymond going out.
They lost, right?
Yes.
They lost.
Yes,
Kings lost.
game 3.
No, you're right, Nate.
Yeah. So Chris, I think you're just having like
it's PTSD.
Yeah, you're just forgetting. You blocked it out.
I did.
It's coming back
completely.
Yeah, but if Ron Artest was there, it would have been a different story.
That's right.
That's right.
Somebody else would have been out too.
Yeah. I think it would have been with injury instead of suspension.
Spencer Dinwiddie to the Lakers. Are you moved?
No. If I'm not mistaken, Spencer Dinwiddie is quite literally last in the NBA when it comes to field goal percentage. Good for them. He
pulls though.
You gotta pull to be last. It's fine. Like he's a good player. He's a really, really smart guy. I don't think it's going to change. Much like we just kind of talked about with the Kings, like I don't think it's going to change the Lakers from a first round exit to, now they're in the conference title again. I definitely, it's a good move, but it's really not one that's going to make a big difference in the long run. I would have liked the Kings to have him, but I think the Kings have a bigger need at backup point guard.
Yeah. They still don't know what they're doing, and I saw Darvin Ham say he might close games for us. He doesn't know. He doesn't.
He has no idea. No.
Yeah, he has no idea.
That poor guy.
What is kind of going on there?
He's just trying to keep his job, man.
Yeah.
He's just like, you know what? I got to talk with LeBron for a minute because I don't know how much longer Darvin Ham, our guy Darvin Ham, I don't know how much longer he's got
hanging
with us.
on.
He's definitely hanging on.
It's too late now. I don't think you can fire him now.
I don't think so. Yeah. Doc's off the market, so I don't even know where they would go. I haven't heard LeBron campaign for anybody yet. Maybe it would be Phil Handy. I know he's a big name over there and somebody that LeBron really likes, but I don't know. And also, if you're the Lakers, like, how much input do you even give LeBron these days? Like, he can, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron can move on after this season. I think he has a team option or a player option. If he wanted to, he could, which is the whole Bronny thing, where if he wanted to, he can go somewhere else.
Yep, player option.
I wouldn't do it. I think the Lakers made it clear with their not doing anything at the deadline that, to an extent, they're not going to do something just because LeBron says to do it. But, when it comes to Darvin Ham, I don't think he's done a great job. I don't think he's done nearly as bad of a job as what LeBron is insinuating. But, at the same time, you got to keep your stars happy.
I didn't really think Darvin Ham showed anything last season. I mean, he doesn't really look like he's ever doing anything.
Yeah.
And that could be a lazy take, but that's just what it looks like to me. Yeah. LeBron, the player option, $51.4 million. Is it crazy to think that if he opts out, he won't get paid that much again? Is LeBron worth $51.4 million right now?
Yeah, he is, but I don't know if he'll get paid it.
That's a good point.
LeBron's value is endless.
He's worse than jersey sales and ticket sales.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he's going to go
priceless.
If he moves to somewhere he hasn't played before, he's going to
it's changing the economy of that place.
That's the number one jersey overnight, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right? If LeBron's
roster
a king,
construction wise, you don't care as far as the cap or anything like that.
He's probably not going to get paid $50 million.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying for LeBron to want to opt out.
Yeah.
Why he would opt out? He can just get Darvin Ham canned.
Yeah, and that's probably the most likely path. It's just if he feels like, LeBron's still trying to win one more though. So I think that if he feels like the Lakers aren't close, aren't a move away or an off season away, there's a lot of smoke behind the Miami stuff. There's a lot of smoke behind the Knicks stuff as well.
I believe the Knicks. I don't believe.
What do you think about the Warriors?
I just don't think he would do it. I think he's smarter than that. I think he knows. Like he just saw KD. It was never KD's team.
He's not KD.
It's different now. It's way different. That team sucks now.
They're not. It's always going to be Steph number one in the Bay Area. There is no changing that being Stephen Curry.
But I don't know if LeBron cares. He went to the Lakers.
Does LeBron James care about attention?
Chris, he went to the Lakers. He's living in the shadows of Kobe.
They're not on the team.
LeBron lives in nobody's shadow. He is the sun. He has quite literally said,
Chris,
I am the sun.
Okay, what I'm saying is if he didn't care about that going to the Lakers, you think
he thinks he's bigger than the Lakers brand, which is ended up being pretty true.
I don't know if that's true.
It's definitely true. LeBron has ran that team. They have not said, LeBron, we're the Lakers. You're going to fall into the Laker way, and you're going to like it.
Because there was no Laker way. They were trash.
The Laker way is giving way to the stars. That's the Laker way.
Right. That's fair. If he won a championship.
I'm just saying he's not taking a backseat to Stephen Curry ever.
But I'm not saying he has to. I'm saying they can live simpatico.
That's what Kevin Durant thought.
He's not Kevin Durant.
How would LeBron be how would Golden State fans, you were boots on the ground. Yeah. How would Golden State fans ever like LeBron more than Steph Curry?
No, they wouldn't like LeBron more than Steph Curry.
Then it's end of conversation. Like
LeBron is bringing new Warrior fans that are coming for LeBron.
But LeBron wants massive. He wants he doesn't want
it.
He
get enough.
He wants
will get enough.
It's never enough. It is never enough.
He will get enough.
Now you sound like you're campaigning for it.
No, I'm just saying. I think
that there is plenty of other places where it's not a question. Is what I would say.
There's plenty of other places he probably won't win a ring.
I mean, what about Golden State's situation right now makes him feel like that?
He's got Steph.
They have Steph right now.
Steph, LeBron, Draymond,
his buddy Chris Paul.
I don't know about the problem is Wiggins and Clay. I don't know if that's enough. If you can get Wiggins to do something, that's enough to be in the mix. I don't know about Clay though.
I think it's LeBron's looking for.
I think he'll go to the Knicks.
He's going to
go. If he goes anywhere.
I think I could see Miami. I really could see Miami.
Why?
He's got familiarity there. From what I understand, he just bought another condo there this offseason.
But he can't do what he can't just
heat culture, winning way. They made the finals last year.
The reason he left is because Pat Riley wouldn't do certain things he wanted him to do.
Yeah. Well, Pat Riley, if you want to talk about LeBron getting up there, Pat Riley, much like Jerry Jones, is like, I think I need one more before I clock out. And, sometimes you got to put your pride to the side.
That's what it's you put your pride to the side.
And you know who's not putting his pride to the side?
Who?
LeBron James is not going to be the one to put his pride aside.
530. I was waiting for it. Text line. Should the Kings draft Bronny and go after LeBron? King of Kings. That's Malik.
That's Malik. Yeah, I'm sorry. That role's taken.
King of the Kings.
Nah, we're good. We're good. Bronny's averaging like 5 points a game for
Bronny needs to
SC
stay,
right now.
guys, right now, Bronny needs to stay another year.
Yes.
He needs to stay another year.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yes.
That man is not ready.
No. The lights were brighter than expected. I don't think that's what it is. But yeah.
He's when you think about it, though,
it's really hard to be an NBA player. Like,
it's
there's
kind of nuts.
60 guys who's drafted every year.
But think about it. When you think about being the chosen one, I was talking to my buddies about this. When you think about being the chosen one, how often, if LeBron, they say LeBron is 6'9", right?
Mm-hmm.
Bronny is 6'4", not that he's technically done, but how often, and keep in mind, Savannah is 5'7", 5'8", right?
Okay.
How often, when you just talk about how someone can just be chosen, how often do you see sons with a tall mom that are 5 inches shorter than their dad? That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot. That just means that LeBron is just a different beast.
Yes.
He's just,
I mean, yeah.
Like, his DNA.
Do we have breaking news sounder on that? LeBron James.
All right. His DNA.
We need a height talk segment.
No, I'm just
this
saying.
Is happening too much.
You don't see that often.
I'm not saying your point's wrong.
No,
I'm just saying we need a banner.
But I'm saying, it's LeBron's son. But LeBron's son is not LeBron.
Right. No,
there's only one LeBron.
Of course, yeah.
You know?
I think you got to go the LeVar Ball route and say we gotta get like his like. I think the Ball's mom is like 6'3", 6'4".
Right.
So it's like if you want to guarantee,
if you want to guarantee,
guarantee 6'6" or higher.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. But you do get LeBron. A second round is worth that. That's from the 5-3-0. We giving up. We don't have enough time. They said we got to get to break. All right, we got to get to break. When we get back, continuing the conversation, we have our tickets coming up for Daniel Tosh, and we want to discuss the Super Bowl, surprise, breaking viewing records. Do we care about that? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings are in Phoenix tonight to battle the Suns.
Malik Monk driving. Hammer time! Off the bounce, coming from the right angle. And look at the Kings fans jump to their feet.
Tip off at 7 on your home of the Kings. Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got good news. The American Energy Heat and Air $0 HVAC diagnostic has been extended to February 29th. That's right. It expired at the end of January, but want to give you all an opportunity who missed out to get in. It's a $99 value. All right, it's $100, and right now it's free. I don't know how much easier I can pitch that. Normally $100, now $0. Let the American Energy team test your system, your connections, and all the moving parts of that system to make sure it's functioning properly. And you know who's going to be coming to your home? A group of people that have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. A group of folks that have been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. $0 HVAC diagnostic. Normally a $100 value right now at American Energy Heat and Air. Go to AmericanEnergyAir.com or call them to make your appointment. 916-520-9990.
RC Willie has everything for your home, including furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. With our vast selection, it's easy to find items that fit your style and your budget. We also offer a variety of finance options, including 0 down and 0 interest for 18 months. Whether you're looking to establish new credit or ready to make your space more cozy, we can help. With our flexible finance options, you can easily update your home one piece or one room at a time. Plus, we have a low price guarantee. Let us help you make your home your way at RC Willie.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK-AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
It is time. It is time. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Daniel Tosh at Hard Rock Live April 12th. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now, looking for caller number
4.
Caller number 4 to score that pair of tickets to check out Daniel Tosh. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140. Looking for caller number 4, which is what Chris says all the time when he's golfing.
Yeah, I do.
That was a good
I
one.
really do.
Thank you.
Like the worst though is by far people like I understand it's a little bit embarrassing, but you got to get over it, man, because it's a lot worse. It's a lot worse to have a ball fly over your head or hear it fall somewhere near you and then look like what are you doing?
Yeah.
I had to do that once at an unidentified golf course. And man, it's just the worst. It's just like it's so easy. And of course, I know it's embarrassing. I know golf
Most
is a
people
very
stink anyway.
Like, exactly. That's my thing. Is like we're all here having fun. I just want to make sure I can go home. Like, the last
you
thing
got to do it. You got to do it. You get reported for that. You can't be doing that.
There needs to be some sort of like. I mean, I know they got the marshal out there, but there needs to be some sort of
marshals never catch anything. It's like on the high. It's like when you're on the freeway and somebody's going 110 by you and there's no cop anywhere to be seen.
Right.
And then, you do something and they're right there.
All
and
of a
you're
sudden, hey, pace of play.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, come on.
Exactly.
Like, all right, guys.
Exactly. Where were you? I almost got hit in the head.
Right. And we had that infamous funny story that we had when we golfed together too, where the dude just completely ignored the marshal. And
first of all, he appeared out of nowhere. He did not pay.
He definitely did not pay.
Second of all, he just had nowhere to be.
Yep.
And he didn't even try to play with us. I thought that was the most bizarre thing.
Right.
He just took a really long time.
Just took forever.
Yeah.
And he just sat there and was completely oblivious to the entire situation.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot going on there. But at the very least, it's like, man, come on. Some common courtesy would be nice.
Maybe it's just too much to ask as we talk about the Super Bowl ratings, which, surprise, surprise.
Big as the what?
They broke records. The telecast was the most viewed. And here you go. Most watched telecast in history. Here you go. With the total audience delivery of 123.4 million average viewers across all platforms. CBS led the way with 120 million viewers, the largest audience in history for a single network. It is the most streamed Super Bowl in history, led by a record-setting audience on Paramount.
Plus.
More than 200 million viewers, 202.4, watched all or part of the Super Bowl across networks, the highest unduplicated total audience in history, and up 10% versus last year's Super Bowl. And then 5 hours ago, Paramount Global lays off about 800 employees a day after announcing record Super Bowl ratings.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We
Thank
really
you.
needed you on Sunday. Good luck in your future endeavors, buddies. Terrible. I mean, of course. But what do you think that 10% is? It
Taylor.
Is that Taylor?
It's
I mean,
Taylor.
because like you had the Chiefs last year.
I know
Eagles
it's Taylor.
are a pretty big market.
I know it's Taylor for a fact because we have friends that maybe they would have watched the Super Bowl, probably not, based on where they're located. There's no reason for them to care.
Interesting.
And they were watching it literally as Chiefs fans. I want to know the Chiefs fans and how much it is crazy. I want to know how much money Chiefs fans, and I know some of it's already come out, but it's not going to stop. Year to year, we're going to learn when did they start dating? What was it? It feels like October or maybe September. How much more they've made, because I'm telling you, dude, we've seen fans become fans because of players. That's why there are a bunch of Cowboys fans out there, right? That have never been to Dallas, okay, or aren't from Dallas. That's why there are a bunch of Warriors fans that never been to the Bay. That's why there are a bunch of Niners fans that have never been to the Bay. We know that this exists, but I don't know. Is this the first time in the history of sports where fans have been created based on someone's significant other? I can't answer that. It feels like it is.
Feels like it.
But I don't think that we've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah, not that I can really think. Well, actually, Chris Humphries with the Kardashian.
That's the closest thing.
Yeah.
Was he on the Nets?
He was on the Nets, yeah. I mean, he was complete. Like he was.
Yeah,
like
he wasn't a star though.
No, you would have to know the NBA like really deep to have known who Chris Humphries was before he started dating Kim Kardashian.
Right. But he just wasn't good enough and the team wasn't good enough, honestly.
Right.
For fans to. It was a combination. I think that's a great point, though. It's a combination of things because Sierra. Right, Sierra has nowhere near the gravity of Taylor Swift. But if
she's
Russell,
up the profile of Russ, I would say.
If Russell was cooking and they went back to a Super Bowl, would there? I still think the answer is no. Would there have been fans that now are Seahawks fans because they love Sierra so much? Is it
1-2 steps great? It's not that great.
What about okay? So let's say Beyonce is with Mahomes, right? Maybe,
yeah. No, that's doing it.
That's right?
Definitely doing
it.
I mean, Beyonce and Taylor Swift are really the only two that are.
I'm pretty
at
sure
that
it's just
level
those
right
two.
now. I mean, I can't think of anyone else who would even really touch that.
Ariana,
I mean, no, she's not that popping. Like, she's close, but I don't think big enough to like
Miley. No, she doesn't put out enough stuff.
I mean, I mean, the only other person, forget like male or female, that's up, like Drake would be like somebody who could have that level of pull, like in relevancy. But
if he dated like Sabrina Ionescu or something,
yeah, exactly.
I could see fans saying,
right,
all right, we're gonna rock with Sabrina.
Exactly. That would
I could see that
probably be the only one from like the entertainment space. Like maybe if an athlete dated another athlete that was high profile enough, but. Yeah, like I just can't think. Maybe with the Olympics, maybe there'll be some star that pops up.
Simone.
Right. Well, that's an interesting. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit more of the Humphreys zone where it's like I have no idea who Simone Biles' husband is, but I know he's on the Packers. That
would have been fun if the Packers did make the Super Bowl, because I do think there would have been a much smaller group that, hey, we're Packers fans because we mess with Simone.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, it would have been a significantly smaller grouping, but. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, I mean, Taylor Swift her and Beyonce literally are just on their own plane of being famous and idolized and having, I mean, Beyonce has the Beehive, Taylor's got the Swifties, like not many other people truly, like there's a reason they call them armies. Like it is enough people to quite literally take on.
Maybe Cardi B.
Nah,
not to that level. Not to that level, but Cardi B. Just when you said army, it made me think we didn't really discuss the rapper of Cardi B or maybe Megan.
They don't have the star power. Like they don't have the, like my grandma doesn't know who they are.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, like people are not going to like this, but like they are the closest that this modern age has to someone like Michael Jackson, like in terms of relevance and just global popularity and influence. And again, just idolization. Like there's just not many people who truly have such high, I don't want to say like approval rating, but like their fans are dedicated. Like their fans will do whatever
Billie
they
Eilish.
will. I don't think she's that big yet.
Billie Eilish dating
it would be
athlete.
news. It would definitely be news.
People
I don't
would
know
rock, but it's still
it wouldn't be
Ariana.
she's not getting a minute of Super Bowl television time.
And it was only 56 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
Chris, you said you thought it felt like a lot.
It felt like it was more than usual. And it also just felt, it might have also been the timing of it wasn't as good as what it's been. Because I feel like previously during the broadcast, it was Travis does something, cut to Taylor. It was, I don't know, on Sunday, it felt like it was, hey, Niners got a first down. Here's a random cutaway to like it was just kind of it was almost like a wide view shot of the stadium or something. It's like, let's just cut to Taylor here as a random transition.
Sure.
It's tough though. There's just not many people.
Kanye.
Monoculture doesn't really exist like that anymore.
Kanye?
No.
And
he'll have pull, but it would be too negative.
Controversial.
Yeah, it would be too negative. There'd be, because again, like Taylor Swift.
Riri's a good one.
Possibly. I feel like she's just a tier below.
Well,
like
and
maybe
that's partly
just,
because of her.
Yeah.
Right? I think she could be up there if she wanted
could.
to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going through the top.
But even like, I mean, didn't Rihanna, if I'm not, now we're getting into like TMZ world, didn't Rihanna date Matt Kemp at one point?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
That was a long,
she
and she was not
big.
nearly as big.
And
right?
it's baseball.
It's a great point.
Justin Timberlake is weirdly still huge.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're not talking to that level though. I mean, we're talking like, again, Taylor Swift and Beyonce are quite literally changing economies of places in which they have their tours. Like,
yeah,
they're bringing in so much money to just everything they touch. There just is not many humans on this planet who have that level of impact, like, or just notoriety too. Like it's
Bieber
all across the world. Bieber maybe, but even then it feels like he's fallen off from where he's not at his peak.
Did you hear he turned down
K-pop person? Maybe
I was going to say K-pop could be it.
They got Andrew Wiggins.
Harry Styles, not for me, but I know he's huge.
Yeah, we're feeling like there's levels to it though. And again, I just feel like they're at the top floor.
Bieber turned down Usher.
I saw that.
He just wasn't feeling it. He's been dealing with some health stuff.
Yeah,
so he said no.
Yeah, that
would have been nice.
It would have been cool. Yeah, because I think Usher was like part of the like people who were super in.
Yeah,
early
he signed him
like off of YouTube.
He signed him.
So that would have been cool, but also, I mean, it didn't really fit. It would have been like where would have been. I guess he maybe replaces that little her.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, is that replacing something?
Probably would have had to. Yeah, I would think so.
I'm in on Bieber.
I think Justin Bieber got a bad rap for like, you know, he obviously came in with pretty childish like poppy music, but if you listen to some, you know, Journals is great. Bieber's got some hits. He definitely gets a bad rap for being, you know, soft or, you know, for, you know, too pop culture.
Dwayne Baker, none of these will ever touch DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. I can see that though. I mean,
sure.
If you talk about pop star and athlete, there's not a long list. Oddly enough,
no, for sure.
There's not a long list.
Going with Marilyn Monroe and Mickey Mantle, it's just DiMaggio, sure, whatever. I just, you know,
that was huge back then. They didn't have social media.
Yeah, I mean that's because there's two channels. Like,
916 says Luca and Miley book it.
No.
I'm pretty sure Luca's
That doesn't
married.
even make sense.
Yeah, I know he's got a kid.
Yeah.
And he's with the child's mother. I don't know if they're married yet, but
even like Devin Booker was with Kendall Jenner for
Devin Booker, Kendall
That didn't
Jenner
really
was
work.
a big one.
Yeah, it was a big one, but it was Kendall did get shown courtside quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that's not to the level of Taylor. I don't know. Football also it's like you've got
man.
football. Like you cannot mix the biggest thing with another massive thing and then
they went to the Super Bowl.
And then they went to the Super Bowl. And won
won.
And it was Travis there was a lot of things working in the favor of that thing becoming an absolute monster.
All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, the Giants finally sign a big bet. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The Giants finally sign a big bat. And it's about dang time.
Yeah.
Giants sign Jorge Soler. He is a two-time World Series winner, 2016 Cubs, 2021 Braves, and he was the MVP. Okay? Last season, hit 250 with on-base percentage of 341, 36 dingers. All right, OPS of 512, 36 dingers, 75 RBIs, first-time All-Star. He's a career 243 hitter, but nobody cares about batting average anymore. He is a DH and right fielder. Some people, the pessimistic Giants fans, will tell you that he is not very good in the outfield and he will have to be a DH. And I will say, great. At least we got a DH.
Right,
I
exactly.
don't care. All right. Soler was one of 10 players with at least 35 home runs and an on-base percentage of 340 last season. The last season, a Giant hit 30-plus home runs was Barry Bonds in 2004.
That's nuts.
When he hit 45, 24th in average home run distance last season. So even if you're worried about Soler being at this bigger ballpark, he's in the top 25 for average home run distance. So if you're going to sign someone and it really shouldn't bother them as much, it should be him. It should be him.
Yeah.
All right.
And I saw a plot too of they can do the park adjusted home run plot where they show the locations of his home run balls.
How many
and
would
it'll
he have
show
had?
every single one.
Wow.
Every single one out the park.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that? Everybody complaining that his numbers won't be the same. Chris, you got to send me that link.
Yes, I was looking at it earlier. I thought I did, but I don't think I did send it. But
maybe you did.
Yes.
You send them.
Yeah, but when I saw that, I was like, this is exactly what I have been asking for from the Giants. And that number, the Barry Bonds number The last time the Giants had a 30 home run hitter being Barry Bonds in 2004.
It's insane.
I'm sorry, Alan. I'm a baseball casual. I'll admit it. I need the long ball, and the Giants have not provided somebody like this or with potential of this kind of pop in a very long time. And this is good for me. This is going to get me to be closer to watching Giants baseball. Like you said earlier, I mean, you throw in. I saw they got their names in the Blake Snell talk. They're talking with Jordan Montgomery. They're talking with Matt Chapman. Get one of those guys in, and I think we might be starting to cook with some stuff here.
Yeah, I think that you're not done, and if they are done,
and Cody, I didn't even mention Cody Bellinger, who they've been, it's been a while since you heard rumors around that. But
it's starting to get weird to me. It's starting to get weird for some of these guys. As far as, is there a reason? What are you worried about?
Am I wrong too? Doesn't spring training? Yeah, spring training starts in 9 days, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So how is there so many big names out? How is there so many big names still out there?
Here you go. This is from our guy, Carlos Ramirez. He just kind of came up with this lineup. You have Lee, who they signed, the outfielder. Right. You have Lee leading off. Estrada at 2, Lamont Wade at 3, Soler at 4, Conforto 5, Flores or JD Davis at 6, Yastrzemski at 7, Luciano at 8, Bailey at 9.
One or two.
You need one more.
You're starting to get excited.
Yeah, you need one more there if you want to get this done and
how do
really
you feel,
be a part of the conversation.
I don't think I've gotten your thought. How do you feel about Lamont Wade? He's been somebody who's just
late night Lamont.
Really confusing me. I like him. I just feel like, especially with him at the 3 slot, I don't know if he's a 3 hitter.
No, he's not a 3 hitter. Honestly, I mean, I don't mind him. Yeah, to be honest, he's probably more of a 6 hitter. That's where I'd like him. I think he has had issues staying on the field and as a first baseman.
Late bloomer too. I mean,
late bloomer. You got him from the Twins. As a first baseman, you can't stay on the field. That's a little bit concerning to me. I actually did a podcast back in the day with a guy who got drafted by the Mariners and played and roomed with Lamont Wade's brother. So he kind of pushed Lamont Wade on me. So I want him to do well, but ultimately, these guys are all cheap, so they're just not moving off of them. But I don't think Lamont Wade is going to be a guy that we're talking about 10 years from now.
Interesting.
Most players you don't.
Yeah.
But I don't think that. I feel like Lamont Wade's time. This should be it for Lamont Wade. These should be it for Yastrzemski. Yeah. Some of these names that we've just continued to say.
Right.
And I like Yastrzemski, but both of those guys, I feel like, all right, time's ticking a little bit.
So you said Soler spent a good amount of time as the DH last year, and the assumption is DH for the Giants as well. Yeah, I mean, so the outfield then is going to be Lee.
Based on what Carlos is saying.
Yastrzemski, and then who would be in left?
Maybe, I know Lamont's played something.
Right, he's played left and first. I'm just curious if it's because I did see Giants fans wondering if he is going to play right.
Flores, I'm looking here. Right, you have Estrada's at second base. Conforto. Oh, it would be Conforto.
Right, there you go.
So it'd be Lee.
That's right.
Conforto and Yastrzemski.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Especially when we want to look at the
instead of Lee.
Yeah.
Lee, Conforto, and Bellinger. Yeah. Bellinger plays center now.
He did play center. Yeah.
Lee, Conforto, and Bellinger. I'm in on that.
That's good outfield. Yeah. They're starting, man. It's a good start, and it feels like they're starting to get they're starting to head in the right direction. I agree. I think like 1 or 2 more bats, and if you add maybe another arm to it, I don't think it has to be the Blake Snell or anything like that. But I think if you add one more arm, of course we're not talking about Dodger territory, but I think you're more hoping for that wild card slot with, of course, the NL West last year was pretty nice.
From Ryan Williams, Art Lamont is a great bench guy on this team. He has to be a 6 or 7 hitter. Yeah. I think in a perfect world, he would come off the bench, but on this team, he does have to start. But that is not a 3 hitter.
No.
That is not a championship 3 hitter. I don't even know if that's a playoff team 3 hitter, unfortunately.
And Chapman's probably slotting into that if he signs.
You'd start him there and pray that he can figure it out. I would just hit Soler third. I don't care. Why not?
Yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah. Who's protecting him?
Right, exactly. That's kind of weird.
I think they hit Estrada 3 a couple times last season. It's a mess.
I mean, he was
and Yastrzemski
great last year. Yeah.
All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more Kings talk, more of your texts, more of your Sac chat. We're also doing some prop talk and dog segment. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings are in Phoenix tonight to battle the Suns.
Driving, hammer time, off the bounce, coming from the right angle, and look at the Kings fans jump to their feet.
Tip off at 7 on your home of the Kings. Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A nice day to be outdoors once again. We'll have light winds with highs today in the low 60s. We dropped to mid 40s overnight tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, I'm loving my new EQS SUV. It's the most amazing car I've ever had. In fact, when I'm on the road with the Kings, I can't wait to come back just to hop in that EQS SUV. It's lovely. Now, if you've been on the fence about purchasing your first fully electric vehicle, I'll just say this. Schedule a test drive and see for yourself what makes these vehicles so incredible. Right now, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is offering up to $10,000 in incentives on new 2023 and 2024 Mercedes-Benz electric vehicles. You'll also receive a wall box home charger and 2 years of prepaid vehicle maintenance if you purchase or lease any Mercedes-Benz electric model. So head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, just 30 minutes from Sacramento, right off I-5, online at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Enjoy over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and our thrilling high limit room. Plus, with Sky River rewards that add up and up, and 17 bars and restaurants to experience. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light, Garner Roofing, and Roseville Kitchen and Bath.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the hot new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke line of drivers, fairways, hybrids, and iron sets that are sweeter from every spot. AI Smoke is designed with thousands of real player data and a revolutionary new AI Smart Face for sweet spots across the entire face. Ask about the full line of Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke woods and irons and find your sweet spot at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Guys up there too, and I think they're messing with us. What if Antonio Brown and Britney Spears dated? I don't.
Dude, the CT ESPN's gotta stop. Bro.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't got him off.
ESPN,
Bro, I can't believe they haven't.
He's a lunatic.
I can't believe they're still alive. Well, actually, I can.
I would write a cease and desist. I would be like, bro, I cannot have you.
Yeah,
I cannot have you using that.
And that's not even like some of the worst things
No,
he said on
not
there.
even close.
Wait, what did did he name his?
It's kind of his hashtag
It's his
whenever
hashtag.
he talks about somebody.
Oh,
Specifically sports in general.
Yes.
because I saw. I mean, there was when Chandler Jones was getting into it.
That's
He was
right.
on some podcast. He said doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yes, no. AB gave Chandler Jones his CTESPN Player of the Year. So
Yeah.
he's
That's
yeah.
that's quite the award.
It sure is.
You get a
And,
trophy for
But
that.
he's been doing it the whole time.
He
Oh
is
my
an
god!
absolute lunatic.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. The 916 says you guys forgot Margot Robbie.
It's pretty big right now.
Let me tell you, I did not forget about Margot Robbie.
Okay, all right.
But I don't think that she's on that level.
They're just
Again, y'all. There's
It's
levels
the
to this.
grandmas. Go to your grandma
Yeah.
and show them a picture of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Of whoever. Your grandma's not going to know who Margot Robbie is, or most grandmas won't.
Right, not specifically.
That's the line.
What do you guys think of the Barbie movie?
It was great.
I have it saved. I still have to watch it.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, it was great. It's one of the few movies I watched this year.
All right. So Margot, it's not doing it.
It's not
There's
doing
only
it.
one.
No, I mean,
There's
obviously
two.
they would show her on television. They'd
yeah.
definitely show her. They'd cut to her. But in terms of like
I mean, Taylor was
conversation, like she's not. I'm sorry, Margot Robbie's not going to.
no. Taylor was standing next to Blake Lively and nobody cared.
She's also notorious for her boyfriends too, so like that plays into it. Taylor
that's
is.
a great
Yeah, everybody
point.
says if
Right.
this doesn't work out well, the next album will be about. We'll all know who it's about.
It's a great point.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
I wish he'd retire.
Travis
He did it. And by the way, Andy Reid says he's coming back.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Because
he is.
apparently that was a question. I know. I saw that headline too, and I was like, well, yeah, he came back.
Right. Exactly. So the,
no way.
the band is all coming
All
back.
of them.
Nate, who are you before we get into prop talk and then dog segment? Is there anybody? That's the thing, right? We've been a bit not pessimistic. It's just the Niners lost, so it's hard.
Let me change the bed. Hold on.
All right. Okay.
We're going NFL.
It's just a quick question.
Okay, well, let's quickly change it back.
Who from the NFC worries you going? Because that's an optimistic thing. I don't know if there is a team, unless you think the Lions are going to take a big step.
I don't know, man.
Who
It's
from the
honestly,
NFC
I'm being a baby. It's too fresh for me, right? Like I don't know, and I don't. It doesn't matter. Like
it does matter.
It
does matter. It's over.
This is
now.
why I'm not like I don't want to be like a talking head or anything like that, because it's just it's so far away now too. Like it just hurts. You just gotta like.
It's not that far away.
Yeah, it is.
Football?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's really
like,
not.
What? Like the next game is like September. What?
We're gonna blink and it's gonna be the draft.
Summer's rough,
Aaron Rodgers
man.
got hurt on September 11th. Like and that was the Monday, the
And
first
he's
Monday
running a
of the
4-2
season.
right now.
I just mean like
On
think
the
about-
McAfee
We're
show.
not going to get football for another 7 months.
It's gonna go quick, guys.
I don't think so.
Brock's gonna go on an
I'll ask you in the
ayahuasca
middle
trip.
of summer.
It's gonna go quick, guys. All right, fair enough. All right, go back
so
to the
let me.
NBA.
Okay, hold on. Sorry.
There we go. Great.
It's a good bit.
Yeah, thanks.
I can start my prize pick if you
Let's
guys want
do
me
it.
to. I'm
No,
ready
yeah,
to go.
Why don't you do whatever you want to
Prop
do,
talk.
Nate?
Okay, I'm on hard mode again. I'm gonna go Kevin Durant. He is he's in hard mode for this one. 29.5 points. I'm gonna take the over.
Wow.
Okay.
I think he seems to put the team on the back a bit. Have the Kings played the Big Three in Phoenix yet?
Yeah, that's the game they blew. Or did Bradley Beal not play
I
in that one?
cannot remember.
This will be though because Booker's playing, correct?
Man, I can't. I don't think. Yes,
All three are playing tonight.
Today will be the day for sure. I just can't remember if last time they had them all. I don't think they had them all last time. I could be wrong though.
I am, because this isn't dog segment. This has nothing to do with who's on the
Exactly.
Kings or whatever. I just like Durant, 30+ points tonight.
Oh, they all three did play last time.
And that's not a shot against Keegan or anything. He's still Kevin Durant.
He sure is. He sure is. That's a good one, Nate. I
By the way,
I don't dislike that.
there is a spicy prop here on the app that I'm on Grayson Allen, 2.5 3-pointers made. Remember what happened last time? Didn't he have 8?
I was going to go way more than that. Yeah. Grayson he was 9 of 14 from 3 last time. 10 of 17 from the field, 9 of 14 from 3. 29 points for Grayson Allen last time.
That was insane.
That's definitely one way I thought about going. Grayson, looking here, his point total is only looking like 10. So that would definitely be a smart way to go. But I'm going to ride the hot hand here. We haven't done it in a while. Malik Monk. Looking at Malik's last 6 games, 5 of his last 6 games he's had over 20 points. The one he didn't, he had 18. He's playing really well, and I'm looking at his point totals set for 17.5. So I'm going to take Malik over 17.5.
I don't like that at all.
Oh, really?
Good for you, though, Chris.
Dude, why don't you like it?
Because there's a track record of it happening.
Yeah.
I don't like any of these, to be honest.
Why? Wait,
so
on
he
the
hates
Kings?
mine.
No, I don't like any of them being offered. I don't like anything.
Yeah.
They all
Well,
look
what would
bad
you
to
like
me.
then? You can make your own up.
Take the million or take the
You know
20K?
what? I'm just gonna take Sabonis. I see it right here before it goes away because it'll go away. Actually, I think it just went away now. 0.5 3-pointers made. I'm taking.
Oh, that's easy.
I see that.
I love it.
I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
That's it.
So you don't like
trust
it?
anything else.
You don't like it?
No.
You trust that, though?
I trust that he will take one because Nurkic ain't gonna run out there.
So 3 points made, though, is the bet you're taking.
He's got to make a 3-pointer.
Okay. So I think you'll take
I don't
one.
trust anything else. Definitely don't trust De'Aaron right now. De'Aaron's at 24.5. I still don't trust
I've heard
him.
his shoulder's messed up.
Shoulder.
I only talk about things that are reported on.
Sources.
Facts.
Sources are saying.
Just a quick recap here. We have Nate taking KD over 29.5 points.
Hard mode.
I am taking Malik Monk over 17.5 points. Alan Stiles begrudgingly takes Domantas Sabonis over 0.5 threes.
That's right.
Made.
Yes, made. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Oh,
man, it's a lock.
We're locking it in.
23 against Indiana, 22 against Chicago, 18
know.
against Cleveland, 23 against Detroit, 23 against Denver, 26
But that's
against
why I don't like
OKC.
it.
As soon as you jump on the train stalls.
Well,
Right.
sometimes you got to ride until the
Where's
wheels
Harrison
fall.
at? Can I get a Harrison? They got
Was he not on there at
He
all?
already played. He already played well.
They got Kevin Huerter at 10.5. I still don't like that.
I don't either. Well, you're banned. You are banned from taking anything Kevin Huerter.
Really?
He's
Is
not
there
even
anything?
listed.
Keegan 14.
There's straight up nothing for HB.
Yeah, I just looked that up too. Yeah. Interesting.
So he's banned from Herder on Prop Talk.
I don't even know what it is anymore. He's just.
I'm banning myself.
I didn't like you try to sneak it in when I wasn't here a couple weeks ago.
I don't recall
He
that.
did try and sneak it. He did sneak it in. And
All right, go Dogs. I don't know who my dog is going to be. I don't feel good about this.
He's not feeling good.
Well, I'm going to go with Sabonis because I've made my feelings known about Yusuf Nurkic and how Domantas Sabonis is just everything that Nurkic isn't. And, I just think it's going to be a routine, probably another triple-double for Sabonis tonight. I'm going to say 20, 15, and 10 for Domas.
Alan, you're having a rough segment. You're not looking like you're too happy.
I just don't feel good about this game. Nate, who's your dog?
I've been really enjoying the Trey Lyles game lately. He put up we're watching that game in was that the Detroit game we're watching where they got crushed and Trey Lyles had 19?
Yeah, crushed.
You get when you lose to the worst team in the league without their best player. I'm
crushing.
just say that's crushed.
Yeah.
We were pretty upset. So I'm just gonna rock with Trey. I'm gonna say like 12 points, 4 important rebounds, and a few assists. I think that's dog worthy for a guy like him.
Yep, I like it.
Cool. All right.
You gotta take one. You gotta take one.
Alan's going with the Phoenix DJ for tonight's dog of the game.
Yeah. We're up against it here.
We are up against it.
I think
Better pick somebody before that base drop.
Keegan.
You got to fight through it.
Come on.
Like Chris said, you got to fight through it.
Yep, come on.
It's going to be Keegan.
Come on.
I'm going Keegan. I think he's going to
thump the
It's been a while since Keegan's had a big one.
I can't even think right now.
So I'm going to go with Keegan Murray.
Love it.
From the 209, De'Aaron will get right.
Yeah.
From the 916, bonus, the only dog on the team.
Yes.
That's true.
From the 209, Malik Monk, Monkey our dog. From the 530, Keegan Murray. All right. Get to a break. When we get back, crosstalk with the Drive Guys. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my friends at Fire Wings talking about Wings Day Wednesday. That's right, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. 3-flavor lineup includes 7 classic, 7 dry rub, and 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. A great place to watch and enjoy sports with friends. 21 delicious flavors to choose from. Save time. Order online for pickup or delivery. Just go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you. Order online. Earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Titleist is introducing the next generation of AVX golf balls. It's for players looking for low-flying, low-spinning golf balls with a very soft feel and excellent greenside control. Re-engineered from core to cover with exceptional distance and extraordinary feel, the new AVX is even better. It's available in white and high optic yellow. Titleist also is introducing the new Tour Soft golf balls. A new larger core increases distance off the tee while providing an incredible soft feel on every shot. Golfers who tee up Tour Soft are looking for soft feel and performance throughout the bag. Play it in white, high optic yellow, or green. True Feel is the softest Titleist ball, offering penetrating ball flight and distance from a unique, spherically tiled dimple design. It's for players who prioritize soft feel and trust the quality and consistency of the Titleist brand. Another reason why Titleist is the #1 ball in golf. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Sactown Sports. Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
He's here. A veteran in the game. Whitey Gleason. Thank you for joining.
Thanks,
Stiles
Gus.
Watkins.
Good to be here. Yeah.
That was actually wasn't Gus. I don't really know what that was.
Oh, well, okay. I was trying to help you out.
This is Gus.
Yeah.
See, I went deeper than that.
It's deeper than that.
Holy cow. It's Gus Johnson and Harry Carey with you today. You don't know who Harry Carey is, you. That's actually that's pretty
I
good.
know who Harry Carey is.
I know who.
Oh, okay. I was like, come on. I was
If
like,
you were a
got
hot
it.
dog, would you eat yourself, Whitey?
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? It's a simple question. Holy cow.
Thank you, Whitey.
What was the Ozzy Osbourne clip that we would play? He was he did Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And it was-
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Ozzy. It sounded, let's go out to the driveway. Let's get some lunch. Yeah. When after Harry Carey he had a stroke, and so they had other people coming in singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Let's get some lunch. Have you ever heard that? We can find that for you. It's
so
hilarious.
good. It's
Ozzy
so
Osbourne.
good. It's terrible.
Yeah. I
One,
want it.
two.
Let's go out to the driveway.
So bad. It's so bad.
I don't even know where to go
And
from
then at the
there.
end, it's supposed to say, oh, ball game. Hey, let's get some runs. And Ozzy's like, let's get some lunch.
It's just so bad. It's so bad.
I don't even know if that's what he says, but
It's
sure
what it sounds
like.
like. It's definitely what it sounds like. It sounds like someone's like, Ozzy, tell him to go get some run. Go get some lunch. He didn't understand what the person had told him to say.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go out to the ball game. Let's go out to the river. Take me everywhere. Nothing new. I don't remember what I have to do. Run out of the yard. 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Yeah, let's get some runs. Come on, don't mess around. Let's get some runs, guys. Let's get some runs, guys.
Sounded like Kyle Shanahan on Monday.
Don't mess around.
How do you
That
not
was-
know that song?
How many of your managers, coaches in high school, college said, stop messing around. Let's get some runs.
Not many. Not many at all. Well, I'm going to try to transition that one. Speaking of runs, Jorge Soler,
Yeah.
the newest San Francisco Giant.
He's a big bopper.
He is a big
right-handed
bopper. Yeah, we read off what could be the lineup, and it doesn't seem like it's enough still. When you read it off, you think, all right, you probably need one more.
Wait, we're on the air right now,
Yeah,
right?
we're talking baseball.
Okay, I wanted to say.
And I'm here. Yeah.
Yes, and Chris is
Yes,
here.
yes.
Look, this is probably the biggest. This could be the biggest name that the Giants get. So if we're not
Probably. If we're not going to talk about this,
Then
then
it's-
we just ain't going to talk about it.
no. Whitey, do you think there's a reason? I know Matt Chapman kind of. I think a lot of people think he might be a little bit overpriced based on what he's done these last couple of years and hasn't really been in that same upper echelon as he was with the A's. Cody Bellinger, also surprising. Is it time to wonder if there's something wrong with these guys? I mean, why haven't they signed yet?
Well, Farhan doesn't like to overspend, right?
I'm not just talking about the Giants, though.
Upside.
I'm talking about anybody.
Look at Snell is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's funny on TV and he's a great pitcher. Cy Young's in both leagues, and he wants $30 million a year for for 9 years. Like, you're not gonna get that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
especially at 31, right?
Yeah. And he's phenomenal. So maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
Bellinger, you got to be careful those guys that in their contract years. Oh, he's great. He's back. Look at that. He's better than ever. Is he? I don't know. I mean, teams are just more prudent.
But let's talk about that for a second, because it's not just baseball. That happens in all sports.
Yeah.
Is that just human nature? Are you focusing more?
It's two things: human nature and steroids. And I'm only partly kidding.
But what?
Guys are gonna
why does that happen?
do whatever it takes to put themselves in the best position to make money.
Right.
I have no idea. By the way, I'm not accusing anyone of anything.
I just was not expecting. I wasn't expecting you to go that route.
Would it surprise you?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't.
Have you guys heard about these juiced up games that they've proposed where they're apparently going to, it's definitely not going to be any Olympic sanction, but they're going to try and have essentially an Olympic games where they're not going to test for steroids. And I guess there was some Olympic sprinter or Olympic swimmer who said, yeah, I'm going to be juiced to the gills to try and set the time record.
But it wouldn't count.
If you do it
at the juiced games, it would be a juiced games record.
There's an argument that if you do it, you broke the record.
Have you guys ever seen?
It's not clean. Of course, it becomes a slippery slope.
We may have talked about this, and I apologize if we did, Chris.
Yes.
When we were doing the show, have you ever seen the video of when Eric Gagne, who we pretty sure was on something, and he was facing Bonds?
Oh yeah.
It was incredible. You won't see a more exciting baseball clip.
No, most likely not. Yeah, that's crazy, Chris. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it here.
I'm actually intrigued.
Let's see here. Retired champion James Magnuson said Thursday that he would be, quote, juiced to the gills to break the 50-meter freestyle world record if offered $1 million by the Enhanced Games, a budding rival to the Olympics that does not require drug testing. The Enhanced Games quickly put out a statement confirming that Magnuson would receive $1 million if he breaks the legendary free standard of 20.91 seconds.
So there's your answer.
Which is tentatively
Why would he do it,
scheduled for next summer.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. It says he retired in 2019. He's a two-time Australian Olympian and has only been as fast as 21:52 back in 2013, but said that he could break the world record in 6 months if he took performance-enhancing drugs.
You know what? What? Now I'm thinking about this. If they would never do this, but if baseball just became honest with themselves, what if they did a deal, right? And they said, hey, 1 year we'll let people do steroids. And if somebody eclipses Barry's record, you can't get into the Hall of Fame. If nobody eclipses Barry's record, Barry gets in.
That'd be great, Alan. What?
Yeah.
Aaron Judge. I would hate to see Aaron Judge on
because then
any bigger.
If it's so easy,
right?
Because a lot of the argument has always been it doesn't help you hit a baseball,
right?
Oh, but
it just gets you stronger.
It helps you hit a baseball farther,
right?
I believe I spoke once with the guy who either I spoke to him or I read the guy who invented the clear, either the clear or the cream, and he said, "Oh, it actually enhances your nervous system,
quick twitch muscles and things like that.
Not just the muscles, but it has a positive impact on your nervous system, which is like seeing and reacting. And it's not just, hey, you're stronger. according to the chemist who invented the stuff.
That's interesting too, because I was reading on this swimmer, he says his goal is essentially to, I don't know if you can erase the stigma, but his hope is to essentially erase the stigma that, hey, doing steroids means that you're not doing it responsibly, you're doing it poorly. And he ultimately, his goal is to try and he's going to document it. He says he's going to try and show that you can safely do it and not, I mean, even though he did quote himself as saying being juiced to the gills, he said he's going to try and show, essentially break the stigma that just because you do steroids, you're tearing apart your body.
I think it's really interesting that there are some guys in baseball that are so-called even year guys. You know, there are some guys, oh yeah, he's an even year guy. How would that be? Maybe, I'm sure there's lots of explanations. It just makes me wonder.
I mean, but now we're getting down the road of some of these dudes and why people will make up stuff about LeBron, though. LeBron is just the only person to do this for this long ever. Just one person. I mean, he's called the chosen one, but
he's the son. He is the son.
I tried to tell him earlier.
Yeah.
I was telling him earlier.
Just one person.
Is the son. He is the son.
Uh-huh.
Just one person.
Right.
Turkaloo got popped for PEDs.
A lot of people
I don't know what that means.
Right.
I'm like,
so did, Marcus Stroman did. Yeah. We got to get out of here. But what was it? Tristan Thompson did. There's that you're popping steroids to play 5 minutes.
Points per game.
Now that actually should dispel all of this. That should get Barry Bonds in.
Just think what he'd be without them, though.
Yeah. That's also true. All right, got to get out of here. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Chris Biederman. Thank you to Nate Littlefield, Stiles, and Watkins. Tonight, the Kings better secure the bag. Light the beam.
Club Phoenix.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers.